Chapter 135. You mean a woman? What kind of woman? I don't know her identity. She comes alone every time, with heavy makeup and sunglasses. You know, even her mother can't recognize her after makeup, let alone an outsider like me. Did Crow bring you along to meet that woman? Seems like you're very trusted. That's not it. Hu Qing tightened the blanket around her body. That woman can come and meet Crow as she pleases. As long as she wants, she can come at any time. Sometimes, when Crow is in a meeting, the woman will just push the door open and come in. Every time the woman comes in, Crow won't get angry. Instead, he will immediately put down his work and talk to the woman alone. Today, the woman brought a box to look for Crow. Tonight, we set a bait and waited for Crow to take the bait. I felt that there must be something fishy going on between Crow and that woman, so I sneaked into Crow's office while he was being baited. I found the box, which contained these 2 blue bottles. But I didn't expect the 2 Nebula Takashi Hoshi to see through it. Then I was chased here. You said that Crow took the bait tonight. Is your superintendent planning to close the net tonight? Yes, we were planning to do it after the New Year, but the boss said that we should keep this kind of trash for the New Year. We'll settle it before the New Year. Wang Lan asked Xiao AI to order a set of clothes and send it to Sinew Building. About half an hour later, the clothes arrived. Classmate Wang Lan, Su Shiyun is here. Tell them to wait in the underground garage. I'll come down immediately. Wang Lan and Hu Qing, who had changed, entered the elevator together and arrived at the second basement floor. Brother Su, did you call all the brothers from the intelligence department's action team here? Someone dared to touch the mascot of our intelligence department. That's the same as declaring war on our entire team. Our brothers are here. Demons want you to celebrate the New Year, so we'll celebrate it with you. I want to see which demons are so blind. Su Shiyun shouted domineeringly. Mascot? When Wang Lan heard this title once again, she felt that this title might last for a long time. Wait, the demons don't want me to celebrate the New Year? Have you received the information? Weren't you the one who called? You encountered an assassination attempt today, and it was done directly at your house. Other than the demons, who else would want your life? Choosing to assassinate you at this time, isn't that a declaration of white terror? I'd like to see who's the one who can't make it through this year. Brother Su, are you sure you're not coveting my 500 square meter small apartment? Wang Lan was speechless and smiled bitterly. You're imagining things a bit too much. What are you talking about? It's more like I'm greedy for your 36-story Sinew building. 500 square meters is nothing. My house has at least 200 square meters. Su Shiyun knew that Wang Lan was joking to relieve the pressure, so he casually replied. Brothers, you're all here. That's good. But this time, it really isn't the demons who are looking for trouble with me. Brother Su, everyone. Look at what I got this time. Wang Lan took out 2 potion bottles and shook them. Most people were confused, but only Su Shiyun was stunned. Demonic potion? You got 2 more bottles? In an instant, Su Shiyun's whole body shook, and he looked at Wang Lan in shock. If Wang Lan had 2 bottles of demonic potion, then it was reasonable for him to be attacked. You don't tell me you found the whereabouts of the demon's spy? Didn't I tell you not to act alone when you found a clue? Tell us, brothers, we won't take your credit, but we can at least take care of your safety. No, I really didn't do anything today. I just cleaned my house and put up a Fu character. This superintendent's brother, Hu Qing, is a spy by Crow's side. He took 2 bottles of demonic potion and fled to my house, and then he was chased by an expert. Today, the police will be closing the net on Sioux City's underground gangs, and the leader, Crow, is directly related to the demonic potion. Once we catch Crow, we will know where the demonic potion came from. This time, all the brothers in the operation team understood. The way they looked at Wang Lan became even more strange. You're cleaning at home, and then someone gives you 2 bottles of demonic potion? We're also cleaning at home. Why didn't anyone give us any benefits? Did you save the Milky Way in your previous life? Brothers, what are you waiting for? Don't just stand there. Li Gu was sent to assist the superintendent's operation, and this is probably the first time. If we're late, the credit will go to Li Gu. Su Shiyun suddenly shouted. Wang Lan got into Su Shiyun's car, and Su Shiyun immediately contacted Wang Qianfeng. Wang Chu, I have an urgent report. Today, Wang Lan had obtained 2 bottles of enchanted potion from one of the leaders of the underworld, Crow, during the superintendent's operation to close the net. We conclude that Crow is directly related to the demonic potion, and the operation team requests to intervene. Wang Qianfeng on the other side of the phone was dumbfounded, and it took him a few seconds to react. You can intervene. I will call the operation team and the director. Thank you, director. After hanging up the phone, Wang Qianfeng was still a bit dumbfounded, and it took him a few seconds to digest it. He picked up the phone next to him. The location of Crow's operation was an unfinished building at the edge of Sioux City's Wu district. Originally, the government intended to make this area a key development area, but before the government made a decision, the real estate industry caught wind of it. They quickly speculated on the buildings and schools here. But later, the government's plan changed, and the development here was delayed for 10 years. A large area of unfinished buildings appeared, and the person in charge of the building fled overseas, but was caught again. Although the stolen funds were recovered, no one took over these unfinished buildings. This time, Crow's transaction location was chosen here. Of course, the so-called large transaction was actually a 2-month operation by the police to reel in the net. Now that the police sirens sounded, the reeling in of the net had begun. Su Shiyun instantly changed gears. At the same time as Su Shiyun quickly changed gears, Wang Lan grabbed the armrest like lightning. After sitting in Su Shiyun's car once, he knew that when this guy floated, he could drive very well. Sure enough, Su Shiyun's car instantly ran in a zigzag pattern, and instantly broke away from the other cars and rushed to the ramp. Brother Su, I think we can catch up at normal speed. No need to rush. It's better to get there early, otherwise we won't be able to eat the soup. If Crow is killed, then we won't be able to get anything. They sped all the way, and in just 10 minutes, they arrived outside the superintendent's encirclement. The entire construction site was pitch black, but countless police cars with their headlights illuminated the entire site from all directions. In addition to the strong lights on the ground, there were helicopters hovering in the sky. Su Shiyun and Wang Lan jumped out of the car, and a guard in a high-ranking police uniform strode over. I'm Sioux City Superintendent Zhao Kai. Which department are you from? Sioux City's Heavenly Sword Bureau Intelligence Department Action Team. Is there a Crow involved in this operation? Crow is our main target. He's in this building right now. He and his men are in the 3rd building, and our people are monitoring them from all directions. The police have already surrounded the 3rd building. Crow won't be able to escape even if he has wings. He has important clues on him. We need to capture him alive. Can we go in? Of course, there's no problem, and the Heavenly Sword Bureau's Lieutenant Li is in there alone. It's not convenient for us to move in the dark. We originally planned to trap them, and then warn them to surrender. But Lieutenant Li said there's no need to go through so much trouble. He can handle it alone. Our people are already surrounding the area, and the strong lights are already shining, but we have to remind you to be careful. They all have guns. Don't worry, we're all professionals. Guns are no different from fire sticks in our eyes. Su Shiyun waved his hand, and Wang Lan and the others rushed to the 3rd building that Zhao Kai mentioned. The lights in the 3rd building weren't turned on, but it wasn't pitch black. It was an unfinished building, and there weren't any doors or windows. In addition to the strong lights shining from all directions, the entire 3rd building was like a lantern being illuminated. Before they even got close to the 3rd building, Wang Lan and the others heard gunshots coming from inside. In the middle floor of the 3rd building, Crow was quickly retreating under the protection of a dozen of his men. Crow's face was still ferocious, but he didn't have the calmness that he used to have. Although he forced himself to be calm, he was panicking in his heart. He couldn't escape. In this building, there were guards everywhere. As long as he walked out of the building, there would be countless eyes on him, and he would be shot into a hornet's nest in an instant. Not leaving the building was tantamount to sitting and waiting for death. What was worse was that the person behind him was actually a Takashi Hoshi expert. Damn it, if he had known earlier, he would have brought 2 Takashi Hoshi experts with him for personal protection. With 2 Nebula Takashi Hoshi experts, he still had the strength to fight. Relying on the dozens of men and dozens of guns by his side to deal with a peak Nebula stage expert was tantamount to a fool's dream. Guns were still fatal to Takashi Hoshi experts below the Galaxy stage, but this was under the condition that the opponent was unprepared. If a Takashi Hoshi expert was prepared, let alone a Galaxy stage expert, even a Heavenly Body tier expert might not be afraid of guns. Bullets could indeed kill Takashi Hoshi experts below the Galaxy stage, but the prerequisite was that they could hit their target. Takashi Hoshi's speed was something that ordinary people couldn't even follow with their eyes, so how could they fight? He had dozens of men and dozens of guns on his side, and there were even 6 automatic rifles. But what could he do? How could he fight when he couldn't even see the opponent's shadow? Crow carefully escaped to the staircase, and quietly went up the stairs alone. He left a dozen men behind to guard the staircase. Come out. Aren't you a Takashi Hoshi? Don't tell me that Takashi Hoshi experts don't dare to come out to deal with ordinary people like us? Where's your pride as a Takashi Hoshi? Come out if you have the guts, let's see who dies. Crow's men shouted ferociously. Li Go, who was hiding in the dark, sneered slightly. Idiot. Crackle. Suddenly, an electric arc exploded. The moment the electric arc appeared, it attacked the feet of the crowd like a nimble snake. Boom! The electric ball exploded, and the electric current spread like a spider web in all directions. The dozens of people at the staircase instantly felt their hair stand on end, and they fell straight down. Li Go walked out of the dark when there were no more hidden gunmen on this floor. He stepped over a pile of charred Crow's men, who were either dead or alive, and came to the staircase. When he looked up, he saw a figure flashing on the stairs. Li Go glanced at the alloy staircase handrail, and a disdainful sneer appeared on his lips. He pressed his palm on the handrail, and in an instant, the electric arc around him exploded. Suddenly, a scream came from above, and the electric current instantly charred the dozens of people who were holding onto the handrail and running wildly. They fell to the ground in a cloud of smoke. Li Ji's body flashed, and he turned into a thunderbolt and rushed upstairs. Chapter 136. In just a few minutes, all of Crow's subordinates had been taken down. There was no more staircase to go up. Because of the mess, the staircase above had not been completed. Crow looked at the staircase in despair, then turned and ran towards the balcony of this floor. The balcony was only completed with the support of the platform, there was no railing. At this moment, the balcony was just a platform that jumped out of the floor. This place was 10 floors high. If he jumped down, he was doomed to die. Just as he was standing on the balcony, a strong light shone on him. Perhaps there was a gun aimed at him. Crow looked down in horror, and the sound of footsteps behind him rang out. Li Go walked over step by step, his face as cold as ice. Don't come any closer. If you come any closer, I'll jump down from here. For people like you, your death is a contribution to society. If you want to jump, then jump, I won't stop you. Li Go said, and walked towards him step by step. When he was less than 5 meters away from him, the fear on Crow's face disappeared. He suddenly raised his head, and a huge wind blade slashed at Li Go with his spirit power. Whether it was the information obtained or Crow's previous performance, there was no indication that Crow was a Takashi Hoshi, and a high-level Takashi Hoshi from Nebula. Therefore, Crow's sudden attack caught Li Gu off guard. Fortunately, his past experience allowed him to subconsciously shoot out a lightning spear to block the wind blade. The wind attribute was the only attribute that could counter the lightning attribute, and when the lightning spear came into contact with the wind blade, it was like a knife cutting through wood, and the lightning spear was split in half. Boom! Suddenly, a concrete wall rose in front of Li Gu, and the wind blade slashed through the lightning pillar and hit the wall. Boom! The cement wall shattered, and Li Gu took advantage of this moment to retreat like a stream of light, putting some distance between him and Crow. Crow's face had become exceptionally ferocious, as if it was a piece of paper that had been grabbed by a hand. A look of pity flashed across Crow's eyes. If it wasn't for this earthen wall, this damned guard would have died under his sneak attack. Little by little, Crow slowly whittled away Li Ji's wariness, using the lives of dozens of his brothers to convince Li Gu that he was just an ordinary person. From the very beginning, Crow had already made a plan. If he was really an ordinary person, there would be no way for him to escape with so many guards surrounding him. If he was a Takeshi Hoshi, he wouldn't have been able to escape alive if he had exposed himself as a Takeshi Hoshi. Sioux City not only had the superintendent, but also the Heavenly Sword Bureau. The young and ridiculously powerful man in front of him was most likely an expert from the Heavenly Sword Bureau. He had probably come to assist in the capture just in case. Crow had always hidden himself well, and other than herself and that woman, no one else knew that he was a Nebula Takeshi Hoshi. This was his final trump card. He had calculated very clearly that the Heavenly Sword Bureau had already thought highly of him by sending someone to assist him. There wouldn't be a second Takeshi Hoshi expert. Then, as long as he killed this Takeshi Hoshi with a sneak attack, and then used his own sudden burst of strength, there should be a chance for him to escape the encirclement. Crow's timing was very good, and he had almost succeeded. But why would an accident happen when he was about to succeed? The clear sound of footsteps could be heard. It was especially crisp in this empty and unfinished floor. What did I just see? Captain Li Gu actually underestimated the enemy, and almost died at the hands of a Nebula early-stage trash? Su Shiryun mocked with a smile. What are you doing here? Li Gu didn't retort, nor did he refute. Quibbling wasn't Li Ji's style. Yes was yes, no was no. Su Shiryun wasn't wrong. He really did underestimate the enemy. Facing an ordinary person at the end of his road, he had underestimated him. And he had almost died because of his underestimation. If not for Su Shiryun coming to save him, he would have been buried in shame. I'm here to save you. It was rare to have a chance to bully Li Gu. Of course Su Shiryun had to satisfy his craving. Crow's eyes flashed as he looked at Su Shiryun and the other three. Obviously, these four were not ordinary guards, and were very likely Takeshi Hoshi experts from the Heavenly Sword Bureau. Damn, do you have to be so exaggerated? I'm just an ordinary person, okay? Can you not think so highly of me? Sending out 5 Takeshi Hoshi experts? And it was very likely that he wouldn't be able to defeat even one of the 5. Crow, do you think you still have a chance? Su Shiryun stepped forward lightly, star energy surging wildly. Come here obediently. Be careful, he can demonize. Wang Lan said in a low voice. Roar! Almost as soon as Wang Lan's voice fell, Crow's body rapidly expanded. A pitch-black carapace appeared all over his body, and the carapace was covered with sharp spikes. The moment Crow completed his transformation, Wang Lan and the other 4 rushed towards him. Wang Lan was a fire Takeshi Hoshi, so of course he took the lead. If he were to fight with other Nebula Takeshi Hoshi, Wang Lan would definitely retreat to the back. But Wind Attribute Takeshi Hoshi, all of you retreat, let me do it. Crow's body suddenly formed a wall of wind, like a tornado wrapping around him, countless wind blades turning into hidden weapons that shot towards the 5 of them. Li Gu used lightning flash to calmly dodge the wind blades, while Su Shiryun condensed a cement wall to block the wind blade. But even if the cement wall could block them, it was in imminent danger. Under the erosion of the wind blades, the cement wall seemed to have experienced rapid weathering, as fine sand danced like smoke. The other two Takashi Hoshi masters also used their ultimate skills to dodge. After demonizing, Crow's strength instantly soared from early nebula to peak nebula, perhaps even beyond that. Among the five of them, only Wang Lan could quickly close in on the wind blades that filled the sky. Two flaming blades danced in front of him, forming a flaming shield. The sharp wind blades would quickly dissipate upon contact with the flames. The higher the temperature of the flames, the faster they would disappear. But the purple flame blade's temperature was close to 10,000 degrees, and the wind blades almost turned into smoke upon contact. Within 3 seconds, Wang Lan rushed in front of Crow, his flaming blade fiercely stabbing into the tornado. In an instant, the tornado was engulfed in flames. Almost in an instant, the tornado dissipated like a piece of paper. But Crow's figure was no longer in the middle of the tornado, and above the tornado, a huge hole with a diameter of nearly 2 meters appeared on the ceiling. Chase! Su Shiryun's voice fell, and his figure had already rushed into the hole. The five of them were as fast as lightning, and in 2 or 3 seconds, the five of them had already jumped onto the roof. Because of the unfinished building, the roof was a half-built building, like a block that had been broken in the middle. Demonized Crow had already reached the edge of the roof, and with a leap, the unfinished building under his feet shook violently. Crow's jumping ability was astonishing, and in an instant, he rushed dozens of meters into the air. In the blink of an eye, he seemed to have merged with the curtain of night. "Is there a flying Takashi Hoshi skill?" Wang Lan hurriedly shouted. Lightning flash! Li Ji's voice fell, and his figure turned into a bolt of lightning and rushed into the sky. Chase! Su Shiryun instantly pressed his hand against the wall, and a cement slab extended from the unfinished building to the opposite building. In the blink of an eye, a bridge was built between the two buildings. Li Ji's figure quickly flashed in the sky. Crow's jump had a fixed parabola, but Li Ji's lightning had a strange and varied trajectory. In the sky, Crow was no match for Li Go. Lightning descend. A cold shout sounded above Crow's head, and in an instant, an ear-piercing roar resounded through the sky. Crow only had time to raise his head, and saw Li Go holding a huge lightning ball in one hand, and smashing it towards his head. Crow spat out a gust of wind, and the lightning ball quickly dissipated in the wind. But there was still a lightning ball that fiercely smashed into Crow's head. Slash! Crow was smashed from the sky, and fell into a building that had just finished its foundation, and the first floor had just been built. Boom! A wall exploded, and Crow's huge figure rushed out from inside. And the direction Crow rushed out from was too perfect. It happened to be the direction Su Shiryun and the others came to help. Earth surge. In an instant, the soil under Crow's feet surged. It turned into countless tentacles that wrapped around Crow's legs and dragged him to the ground. Boom! Crow's body flashed with surging star power, and the tentacles under his feet were instantly shattered. However, Crow was not fighting against a single person. He was fighting against a group of people. With Crow's strength, he could easily suppress one person, but now he was fighting 5 masters from the Heavenly Sword Bureau, and except for Wang Lan, who was a fake, they were all Nebula Masters. And even if Wang Lan was a fake, his attributes could suppress Crow's, and he already had several Nebula lives in his hands. Crow did not stand a chance at all. As soon as he broke free from Su Shiryun's earth element tentacles, Wang Lan's cross-shaped guillotine fell from the sky and slammed into Crow's hard back. Ah! Crow finally let out a human cry of pain. Wang Lan, keep him alive! Su Shiryun hurriedly shouted. Wang Lan instantly retreated, and Crow's back was already covered in blood. Thunder Spear! Boom! Li Gu instantly stabbed Wang Lan the moment he retreated. This scene almost caused Su Shiryun to explode in anger. Li Gu, you did this on purpose, didn't you? Didn't you hear that I wanted him alive? He won't die. Li Gu did not curse, but stood coldly in front of the scorched crow, his eyes as calm as autumn pools. Su Shiryun hurriedly went forward to check, and after a while, his expression became better. He won't die, but he's almost there. He's related to the enchanted potion, so if he dies, you'll have to take another punishment. No, suddenly Su Shiryun's expression changed. There's someone underground. No, Li Ji's roar and Su Shiryun's roar sounded at almost the same time. In an instant, Li Gu fiercely pushed Wang Lan away. Wang Lan's body suddenly left the ground, and Li Ji's body flashed with a barrier of lightning the moment he pushed Wang Lan away. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning shot out from the ground, and a sword of lightning pierced Li Ji's back, piercing Li Gu in the air. Another sword of lightning pierced through Crow, who had fallen to the ground. Chapter 137. Boom! A figure emerged from the ground, brushing past Li Gu and heading straight for Wang Lan. Wang Lan's body was still in the air. If Li Gu had not pushed Wang Lan away in an instant, the thunder sword would have pierced through Wang Lan's body. Although Wang Lan might not have died, he had to admit that Li Gu had saved him. In an instant, Wang Lan activated his phoenix form. At the same time, a woman with black hair and a moon-white mask rushed in front of Wang Lan. Wang Lan's flaming saber was 3 feet long as it slashed towards the woman. Hua, like a stream of light exploding in front of everyone's eyes, the woman and Wang Lan brushed past each other. Then, the woman turned into lightning and soared into the sky, disappearing in the blink of an eye. The night was as dark as ink, and the woman's aura in the sky disappeared instantly. It was as if she had broken through space and left this world. Chase, Su Shiryun roared furiously. How could a cooked duck fly away? Don't chase. Wang Lan suddenly roared in a low voice. Su Shiryun stopped in his tracks. Wang Lan, what's wrong? How are you? Wang Lan turned around woodenly. On his chest, there was a wound so deep that his bones could be seen. Su Shiryun sucked in a breath of cold air when he saw it. This woman's strength is at least at the mid-stage of the galaxy realm. I just exchanged a blow with her. Our injuries should be similar, but I'm not sure how serious her injuries are. Only a few division heads can deal with such an expert. If you chase after her, you will be courting death. Wang Lan's wound healed quickly at a speed visible to the naked eye. Li Gu, Li Gu. When Wang Lan's injury was fully healed, he heard Su Shiryun's voice. Wang Lan, quick, save him. Wang Lan hurried to Li Ji's side and pressed his hands on Li Ji's chest. If it weren't for Wang Lan, Li Gu would have died. There was a palm-sized puncture wound on his chest, and his internal organs had been directly melted. But with Wang Lan around, the problem was not big. However, when Wang Lan put his hand on it, damn, he suddenly felt that something was wrong. His chest muscles were a little big. Wang Lan looked at Li Gu with a strange expression. His facial features were impeccably handsome. Short hair, thick and dense eyebrows. Other than being handsome, there was also a hint of androgynous beauty. How could a man be so handsome? How can a man be more handsome than me? I wonder if you'll become deformed if you wrap yourself up like this? As these thoughts surged in his mind, he looked up and saw Su Shiryun's nervous expression. After discovering this secret, should he tell Su Shiryun? Did Su Shiryun know? After hesitating for a moment, Wang Lan felt that it was better to beat around the bush. Big brother Su, didn't you find him an eyesore? Why are you so concerned about him? Don't tell me that you two are in love behind his back? Get lost. My orientation is normal, and I'm already married. Li Ji's background is not simple. Anyway, his information is classified in the Bureau. If he dies, we'll be criticized. Also, although I don't like this guy, we're all comrades. In front of foreign enemies, I'm still assured to leave my back to him. Don't dawdle, how is it? Can he be saved? Leave your back to him? Are you going to bend down to pick up the soap? Get lost. Su Shiryun subconsciously raised his hand, but he didn't dare to slap him, for fear of disturbing Wang Lan's treatment. Don't worry, he won't die. But I don't have enough astral power, so I can only complete the repair of his organs and internal tissues. Do you want to give me a soul bead? Wang Lan withdrew his hand and stood up slowly. I left in a hurry and didn't bring it. Since he won't die, then forget it. Su Shiyun summoned a team member very realistically. Take Captain Li to the hospital. The two of them carried Li Guo and quickly left the scene. Su Shiyun came to Crow with a dark face. Crow's head was completely smashed by a thunder sword. Even if he used a spiritual imprint, he couldn't find any information. Su Shiyun sighed, but when he turned around, he saw Wang Lan looking for something on the ground. Wang Lan, what are you looking for on the ground? The opponent's blood. Blood? The opponent is demons. What's the use of finding blood? But in an instant Su Shiyun was stunned. That's right, the figure just now was a human. Demons were behind the demonized Takashi Hoshi. Su Shiyun subconsciously classified the mastermind as demons. But who said it had to be demons? Were there no human traitors? If it was demons, they should have turned into demons when they attacked just now. She's not demons. She's a human traitor? Su Shiyun came to Wang Lan and asked. I'm not sure, but when demons replace humans, they can do the same thing with DNA. No matter if she's demons or a human traitor, find her blood and see if we can confirm her identity through DNA matching. Crow has been killed. We can't let this lead die, right? Soon, Wang Qianfeng and Li Weixin from the action department arrived. What's the situation? Wang Chu, we had already taken her down. But suddenly an assassin-type expert appeared. He could completely hide his aura and approach silently. At that time, I activated Earth Perception and used the Earth Takashi Hoshi skill. But not only could the opponent avoid my Earth Perception, he could also easily pass through my Takashi Hoshi skill. Not only did he kill the target, but he also heavily injured Li Guo. Wang Lan couldn't stop him even in his phoenix form. We could only see that her figure was a woman, but nothing else. Wang Lan is already collecting her blood, hoping to find her through DNA matching. A stealth expert. Wang Qianfeng frowned as he spoke to Li Weixin in a dignified manner. 3 years ago, in Lian City, there was a stealth expert who consecutively assassinated 7 of the top experts of Lian City's Heavenly Sword Bureau. The weakest of them were Late Nebula, and they were all killed in one move. Before, there was no warning at all, and the people of Lian City were in a panic. Later, the headquarters sent 5-star Sea Realm experts to stop that person's killing. But 5-star Sea Realm experts couldn't stop that assassin. Now that you mention it, it does seem like that person. Old Wang, if it's him, then it'll be difficult. I've seen that assassin's information. He can really do it without making a sound. Even the perception-type Takashi Hoshi skill can't detect him. Wang Chu. After collecting the blood, Wang Lan came to Wang Qianfeng and saluted, then raised the small bottle in his hand. The assassin's blood is in this soil. Let's go back and do a DNA match. Good. Thank you for your hard work. You stay here and continue to cooperate with the police. Bring the relevant people back to the Heavenly Sword Bureau for interrogation. Yes. Wang Qianfeng took Wang Lan's small bottle and left. Wang Lan and Su Shiyun stayed behind to cooperate with the police. In fact, there wasn't much to deal with. After the fight here, the other places had already finished. The sky in the east revealed a touch of white. In one night, a large underground gang network in Sioux City was caught by the superintendent. Just the number of people arrested was 500 to 600. When the dust settled, Su Shiyun sat on the superintendent's bench in the garden and lit a cigarette. Damn, it was a waste of time. The superintendent got a great harvest, but us 2 brothers worked for nothing. It wasn't a waste of time. At least we didn't let the crow escape. Wang Lan was more open-minded than Su Shiyun. After all, the system's reward had already arrived. For Wang Lan, this wave was a profit. It didn't mean that he had to catch the demon's spy to complete the mission. Defeating the underground gang was also Wang Lan's mission. 8,000 experience and 300 skill points. Wasn't that great? What the F***ck? That assassin is so F***king evil. I didn't notice it at all. Didn't you give a warning before? Wang Lan still remembered that Su Shiyun and Li Guo had shouted at the same time. That's because I felt the fluctuation of star power. When there is a fluctuation of star power, it means that the Takashi Hoshi skill has been activated. At that time, it was too late to notice it at such a close distance. Only Li Guo was lucky enough to survive because of you. Oh right, when did Li Guo come? When did you meet her? Last year. May or July or August last year. I can't remember. He was brought in by the director himself. This kid is really arrogant. With the director as your backer, you should keep a low profile after coming in through the back door. He insisted on taking the Heavenly Sword Bureau's entrance exam. The written exam and actual combat can't be missed. Did he really think that everyone had nothing to do with the exam just for him? What a pain in the ass. You've already come in through the back door, and you're still acting like you don't want to come in through the back door. Who are you trying to show off to? If you really follow the Heavenly Sword Bureau's requirements and take out your resume, you have to see if you have the qualifications to join the Heavenly Sword Bureau first. Also, who would really be strict with someone brought in by the director? Didn't they secretly go easy on him? So you don't like him? Just because he's too arrogant? That's not it. It's mainly because we got along. You know what kind of person I am. As for him, he just doesn't like me. Then, there were a few conflicts when they were out on missions. Our destinies are at odds with each other, and I can't get used to his lofty and virtuous appearance. As for him, he doesn't like my hooligan appearance. Tell me, what's wrong with a man like me being a hooligan? I didn't do anything to him. As soon as he said this, he felt that something was wrong. Especially when he saw Wang Lan's look of disdain, Su Shiyun's face instantly darkened. Kid, are you thinking the wrong way again? I'm not that kind of person. Brother Su, I didn't say anything. You exposed yourself. F***ck. Kid, are you asking for a beating? Su Shiyun suddenly jumped up. Wait. Wang Lan suddenly shouted. I think I forgot something. What? Did you think of something important again? No. I think there are dozens of Crow's subordinates locked up in my basement. Then I rushed over and forgot about them. I'll call Hu Qing to get them. With that, Wang Lan disappeared with a whoosh. Hu Qing brought a few cars and loaded the 30 people in Wang Lan's basement storage room into the cars before taking them away. When everyone had dispersed, the world had become completely quiet. After a busy night, he was exhausted. He went back to take a shower and fell asleep. Wang Lan. Ah? It's the holidays, no need to wake me up. Wang Lan, someone wants to see you. I won't see him. It's your colleague. Wang Lan's eyes narrowed, and then he poked his head out from under the blanket. What time is it? 4 in the afternoon. At this time again? Who is it? I've never seen him before. Do you want me to connect the camera? Connect it, but don't open the video. At the elevator, Li Guo, dressed in a white military uniform, stood straight in front of the elevator. Chapter 138. Wang Lan didn't feel guilty about discovering Li Ji's secret. Last time, it was Wang Lan who healed Li Ji's extensive burns. But last time it was a skin burn. Perhaps the system determined that the skin was a whole body and not a region. Wang Lan could transmit star power to Li Ji's entire body by pressing on Li Ji's face. This prevented the embarrassment of touching Li Ji's entire body. Otherwise, Wang Lan would have discovered Li Ji's secret last time. After curing Li Guo that time, Li Guo didn't come to thank him. This sudden visit made Wang Lan a little confused. Was he really here to denounce him? She got out of bed and freshened up. Then, she asked Xiao Ai to open the elevator for her. When the elevator door opened, Wang Lan had just sat down at the small table on the balcony. She made a cup of black tea and enjoyed the afternoon sun. Most people who came to Wang Lan's house for the first time would take a second look at Wang Lan's huge living room. But Li Gu didn't. After just glancing around, he saw Wang Lan on the balcony. He walked straight over. "Comrade Wang Lan, sorry to disturb your rest." His tone was polite. Wang Lan responded with a faint smile. "We're all colleagues. There's no need to be so formal. Just call me Wang Lan." "Captain Li, please take a seat." "Thank you. What would you like to drink?" "Black tea." Wang Lan asked Xiao Ai to bring another cup of tea. The aroma overflowed. Li Gu was also a very tasteful person. The way he held the teacup was very elegant. The way he tasted the tea was also very beautiful. "Captain Li, do you have something to tell me?" "I'm here to express my gratitude. Last time, it was you who healed my injuries. This time, it was you who saved my life." Forget about thanking me. We're all colleagues. We're all here for official business. Also, am I not a part-time medic? That may be the case, but you did save my life. Also, I want to apologize for my previous offense. Offend? Wang Lan was puzzled. It was the day you came to report. I shouldn't have arbitrarily assumed that you were late without asking. Furthermore, they can't assume that you got into the Heavenly Sword Bureau through the back door just because you didn't take part in the regular assessment. You have a strong medical ability and your combat ability is not too bad. A talent like you should be accepted as an exception. Comrade Wang Lan, I sincerely apologize to you. It's been so long. I've long forgotten about it. Wang Lan raised his teacup and took a sip. If that's the case, then I'll take my leave. Li Gu suddenly stood up and said somewhat stiffly. From the moment Li Gu entered the room, Wang Lan could feel her stiffening up. In fact, he already knew the purpose of Li Ji's visit from the moment Li Gu opened his mouth. Make a special trip to thank him? What a joke. If he really wanted to make a special trip to thank him, he would have come last time. To be able to come up with such an excuse, the real reason must be difficult for Li Gu to mention. From the moment he sat down, Li Gu had hesitated a few times. Wang Lan understood what she wanted to do. He really didn't understand. Why couldn't she be more straightforward? Did women have to be so pretentious? Li Gu turned around and left quietly. Captain Li, I won't tell anyone about your identity. Don't worry. Li Ji's footsteps suddenly stopped. However, Wang Lan clearly felt that at that moment, Li Ji's tense body suddenly relaxed. Thank you. Can I take the liberty to ask a question? There are many female comrades in the Heavenly Sword Bureau. In the world of Takashi Hoshi, there's almost no difference between men and women. Why do you want to do this? This has to do with my family. My family is a bit old, but their thinking is even older. Alright. Wang Lan shrugged. He wasn't interested in other people's private affairs. In the Heavenly Sword Bureau, the laboratory report was out. Captain Wang Chu, the DNA results are out. The DNA of this bloodstain belongs to a person named Li Mingxue. However, this Li Mingxue died 8 years ago. Together with Li Mingxue's team, a total of 32 people were killed. Not even their bones were left behind. Is it confirmed dead or missing? At the time, she was missing. A month later, she was pronounced dead. Is there any more information on Li Mingxue? We've checked. Coincidentally, Li Mingxue was a shadow assassin. Her stealth ability was particularly special. Her awakened talent was nature's heart. She could perfectly blend her aura and body with her surroundings. However, her records are far less powerful than what we're seeing now. If she really is the assassin who killed our colleagues in the Heavenly Sword Bureau in Lin City 3 years ago, then the 8 years she spent in the past 8 years must have been very fast. If that was the case, then her progress in the past 8 years would have been too fast. She hadn't even reached the Nebula Realm when she went missing. Moreover, other than her talent, her other talents weren't very high. That means this isn't the original her. She was probably replaced by the demons. Also, from this analysis, I can come to a conclusion. Wang Qianfeng walked to the window and said calmly, "What? That unsolved mystery? Chang Yu was clearly replaced by the demons, but we couldn't find her DNA? Even if the demons have an advanced civilization, they belong to a different time and space. Their civilization might not overlap with ours. Some of their methods are myths to us. Our technology might also be myths to them. In theory, it's impossible for them to fool our sophisticated detection equipment. I've been thinking about this problem since Chang Yu's incident. Later, I found out from Chang Yu's colleagues that Chang Yu didn't show any abnormalities. Think about it, Chang Yu is a nurse. Moreover, she's a very skilled nurse. Don't look down on nurses. Needles and intravenous drips are all technical work. After the demons replaced Chang Yu, they were able to perfectly blend into Chang Yu's life. Even the people who lived with them day and night didn't notice anything unusual. I think the demons didn't just replace her, they merged with her. You should know about insects, right? Of course. What's the difference between an insect's larva and an insect's adult? Insects are a completely abnormal species. To the outside world, larvae become adults after they grow up. But in reality, the adult insect lives in the larvae. The larvae constantly eat to replenish their nutrients, but in reality, these nutrients become the nutrients for the adult insect's development. Until one day, the adult insect eats the larvae clean and burrows out of the larvae's body. The so-called breaking out of the cocoon is actually leaving behind the larvae's corpse. If insects also had human senses, then their larvae should be living in fear and pain all the time. What Wang Chu meant was that the demons were the adult insects, and the people they replaced were the larvae. Before the demons break out of the cocoon and become butterflies, humans are still humans. It's just that those people's thoughts and wills have been controlled by the demons. They are the Trojan horses, and the demons are hiding in their bodies? Is this explanation convincing? Wang Qianfeng asked with a bit of black humor. From a scientific point of view, it's impossible. But the demons themselves aren't scientific, or as Wang Chu said. What's unscientific in our eyes might be reasonable in their eyes. Similarly, our science is also unscientific in their eyes. At least, the demons can't make nuclear bombs. In their eyes, something as powerful as nuclear bombs shouldn't be something that weak life forms like us can control. So, technology is our last resort. Maybe in the future, when human technology reaches a higher level, we can use technology to completely eliminate the demons. I hope so. Then, is there any value in continuing to investigate Li Mingshue's lead? There's little hope. If the demons really sneak in this way, it'll be difficult for us to find them with technology. If they hibernate, we'll be in a very passive position. I'll report to the Academy of Sciences, and hope that they can invent a targeted detection device. If that's the case, we can scan their genetic code. In the genetic code of insects, there's already such a perverted genetic code. This is how insects survive. Yes. Thank you for your hard work. It's all for the Jade State. The other party saluted and then turned to leave. Chinese New Year's Eve. Early in the morning, Auntie called Wang Lan and asked him to have a reunion dinner. Wang Lan went to Auntie's house in the afternoon. It was rare that Auntie didn't go to the company today. Auntie's product might have reached a critical stage. Ever since the eve of Chinese New Year, she left early and returned late every day. If Song Jia didn't have new friends now, he would have rebelled. Wang Lan skillfully changed his shoes and entered the living room. Auntie was busy in the kitchen. Wang Lan went over to take a look. The kitchen was filled with thick smoke. Auntie, don't force yourself. In this day and age, it's okay if you don't know how to cook. Don't hurt yourself. No, I only cook once a year. I'm a PhD student. How can I be troubled by this? Don't come over, I can handle it. Are you sure? Then I'll open the window for you. Okay, Wang Lan took another step back. Auntie, forget it. What if the neighbors think that my house is on fire and call the police? It's Chinese New Year, and they also need to call the police. Didn't you order a reunion dinner a long time ago? But no matter what, it's still Chinese New Year. There should be a sense of ceremony. Even if it's just one dish, it should be done by yourself. The recipe for cola chicken wings is very simple. How can it be burned? The recipe must be wrong. I think so too. Turn off the fire and open the window for a while to disperse the smell. Wang Lan calmly opened the windows of the living room, kitchen, and bathroom. Auntie didn't know how to cook. Wang Lan's mother didn't know how to cook either. This kind of thing might be passed down by genes. Those who knew how to cook could learn it quickly. Those who didn't know how to cook would cause all kinds of accidents the moment they entered the kitchen. Wang Lan learned how to calmly clean up the scene of a car accident since he was young. After helping his auntie tidy up, he washed his hands. Where's Jia Jia? Upstairs. Wang Lan went upstairs and gently knocked on Jia Jia's door. Who is it? It's me. T-virus wreaking havoc. S-level alert. For the safety of the shelter is not open. The alert has been lifted. Report complete. Gotcha. The door opened. Song Jia, who was wearing cute rabbit pajamas, pulled Wang Lan into the room and quickly closed the door. Wang Lan, why do you think this menopausal woman is so stubborn? Doesn't she know whether or not she's good at it? Why does she have to go through so much trouble? And it's the same every year. She won't change no matter what. Is that how you talk about your mother? Wang Lan knocked the girl's head. Quick, play a VR game with me. It's boring to play alone. Playing games is so boring. Let's do some practice questions? Wang Lan said excitedly. Song Jia fell on her back. Oh my god. What kind of people are in my family? Chapter 139. After messing around with Jia Jia for a while, suddenly, a car whistle came from outside the door. Wang Lan was standing next to the window on the second floor when a Hualong business limousine slowly drove over. Are there any guests today? Wang Lan walked out of the balcony. The limousine stopped in the parking lot outside his aunt's villa. The door opened and a white-haired old man came out. The old man looked very old, at least 70 or 80 years old. He had a walking stick in his hand. The head of the walking stick was made of pure gold. He was wearing a light gray suit and his leather shoes were shiny black. His silver hair was meticulously combed. The gold-rimmed glasses on his face made this old man look very scholarly. From all aspects, this old man's identity was extraordinary. Today was New Year's Eve. To come at this time. Moreover, his aunt obviously didn't know that someone would come to visit. His aunt was just wearing home clothes and doing witches' chemistry experiments in the kitchen. If she knew someone would come, she definitely wouldn't be like this. At this time, the driver's door was opened and a woman with heavy makeup leaned out of the driver's seat. The woman was wearing a black woman's suit. Her hair was casually draped behind her head. Her lower body was wearing a short skirt, revealing a pair of slender and straight legs. The woman supported the old man step by step to his aunt's house, and then pressed the doorbell. Who is it? I'm coming. His aunt's voice came from downstairs. Teacher. Suddenly, his aunt let out a cry of surprise from downstairs. Chi-Chi, we haven't seen each other for more than 10 years, right? The old man's voice came from downstairs. Teacher, please sit here. His aunt's tone was very polite and respectful, but Wang Lan felt that there was a trace of alienation in her tone. If it was a teacher, her tone would be more casual and cordial. However, there was a strong sense of courtesy in her aunt's tone, which made Wang Lan curious. Moreover, Wang Lan had never heard his aunt say that she had a teacher in Sioux City. The car at the door had a Sioux City license plate. In the blink of an eye, more than 10 years have passed. Things have changed, but people have changed. That innocent and romantic little girl has now become a famous scientist and entrepreneur both at home and abroad. Seeing your current achievements, your teacher is very pleased. Teacher, you flatter me. Isn't teacher the same? In the past 10 years, you have changed the most. You're not only an internationally renowned scientist in the fields of biology, chemistry, medicine, and so on. You're also a world-renowned entrepreneur and the founder of Senma Pharmaceutical, a Fortune 500 company in the world. I heard that this year, teacher, you are listed on the FTSE Rich list. Student congratulates teacher. Making money is not my interest, you know. My interest is still in research. Earning money will allow me to have better research conditions. What happened 12 years ago is a pain that we don't want to remember. I don't want the same thing to happen again. Teacher, you already said that you don't want to remember. Why are you still saying it? Auntie's voice became cold. Wang Lan frowned. After a moment of hesitation, he patted Song Jia's head and said, I'll go down and accompany Auntie. From these few words, it was clear that the old man did not come with good intentions. His aunt was alone downstairs and appeared to be weak. Wang Lan needed to sit beside his aunt and help her maintain her momentum. Aura was something that couldn't be seen or touched. No matter how strong a person's aura was, it couldn't be that strong. However, if there were 1 or 2 people standing beside him, the aura would be different. Wasn't that how it was portrayed in movies? A boss walking alone on the street would look down and out. With 2 underlings following behind him, the aura would be completely different. Wang Lan slowly walked down the stairs. In an instant, a sharp gaze shot over. Wang Lan looked up vigilantly. This gaze was cast by the professional lady. Ordinary people wouldn't have such a sharp gaze. This woman was a Takashi Hoshi. Almost instantly, Wang Lan came to a conclusion. Moreover, there was a strong sense of aggression in his sharp gaze. It wasn't the kind of hostility. When she saw him, it was as if she was sizing up her prey. Wang Lan went downstairs by himself. When he came to his aunt's side, he didn't sit down. Instead, he stared at the lady standing beside the old man. Madam, do you know me? I don't know you. The woman retracted her gaze and said indifferently. But your eyes tell me that you know me. Wang Lan's voice was very soft, but his aura was so strong. In fact, Wang Lan wanted to say, it doesn't matter. I've already remembered you. Be careful. However, the provocation was too strong. Wang Lan held back. Xiao Shui, don't be rude. The old man's face darkened as he shouted faintly. Then, he looked at his aunt apologetically. This is my niece. This child is my nephew, my sister's son. I've never heard that teacher has a niece. I've never heard that your sister gave birth to a son either. The old man smiled and said, Teacher, you're not going back to have a meal with your wife today. You must have something to say to me, right? Please speak frankly, teacher. Your wife passed away 7 years ago. Chi-Chi, I know that you're studying the genetic coding method left behind by Zifeng. However, genetic technology is a very sensitive topic. If there's no authoritative expert to escort you, it's easy to be attacked by public opinion and not accepted by the public. Teacher, thank you for your concern. I'm not worried about this. Moreover, the genetic coding I'm studying isn't a taboo subject. You're still so confident. What do you think of teacher's ability? Of course, teacher's ability is unquestionable. In the field of biology, chemistry, and medical chemistry, you're a well-deserved top scientist. In the past 10 years, the students have all read teacher's published papers and benefited a lot. If we work together, I believe that we can overcome all the technical difficulties within 3 years and make this technology truly benefit the entire human race. What do you think? His aunt seemed to have expected this. She didn't show any surprise on her face. Instead, she faintly shook her head. I believe in myself and my team. 50 billion. The old man suddenly bent down and gently spat out a number. I'll offer 50 billion for 50% of the shares. This number made Wang Lan's heart skip a beat even though he didn't care much about money. 50 billion jade coins. What kind of concept was that? The world's #1 company was only worth 3 trillion. Although his aunt's Jiai biotechnology company was a little famous in Sioux City, it was just a small company in Jiang province. Not to mention the whole country or even the whole world. 50 billion was enough to pile up the world's top 500 companies. 50 billion was probably the entire Senma pharmaceutical company. His aunt looked at the old man in front of her with a puzzled expression. You're planning to use the entire Senma pharmaceutical company in exchange for 50% of my shares? Teacher is old, what do I need money for? I've told you before that earning money is just to make it easier for me to continue my research. If I can participate in the research I'm interested in, it doesn't matter how much money I have to spend. I've already brought the contract. Senma Pharmaceutical Company and Jiai Biotechnology Company will merge. We will change the future of the entire human race and lay the foundation of biotechnology. Is there anything more meaningful than this? Xiao Shui, take out the contract and show it to Wang Qi. No need. His aunt faintly shook her head. Although teacher's conditions are very tempting, Jiai Technology is mine and also Zifeng's. I won't give up even a little bit of shares. Not to mention 50%, I won't even give up 1%. I can only apologize for teacher's good intentions. You won't consider it? The old man frowned and asked in a low voice. I won't consider it. Sorry. Then, all right. The old man stood up and patted the non-existent creases on his clothes. What a pity. In that case, I'll take my leave. But I still hope that you can reconsider. I'm old. After teacher dies, my shares will also be yours. Teacher, don't you have a son? I've already made a will. All the money I earn will be donated to the country after I die. Wealth must be created by one's own hands. If one doesn't even have the ability to support themselves, giving them money will only make their lives more depraved. Teacher, you have noble character and unquestionable integrity. No need to send me off. The car is at the door. The old man leaned on his walking stick and walked away step by step. His aunt stood at the door with a smile on her face, watching the luxury car leave. When the luxury car turned the corner and disappeared from sight, the smile on his aunt's face faded away. She returned to the living room with a cold expression and sat down on the sofa. Auntie, do you have any conflicts with that old man? No. I still respect him very much. His aunt's expression was very calm. She leaned against the sofa and let out a long sigh. His name is Ma Bo. He was my supervisor when I was studying for my doctorate. At that time, he took me and your uncle as his students. He was a very talented person, but he wasn't tactful enough. Moreover, his mouth easily offended people. Then, that incident happened. The experiment equipment malfunctioned and an explosion occurred in the laboratory. Your uncle lost his life during the experiment. Teacher also left the school disheartened and founded Senma Pharmaceutical. After teacher left, I also graduated. After that, we didn't contact each other anymore. By the way, teacher's Senma Pharmaceutical is also developing anti-cancer drugs. It seems that the clinical tests have been completed. It will be on the market after the new year. That's it? Wang Lan asked curiously. No matter how he looked at it, the relationship between his aunt and Ma Bo was not just a business rivalry. That's it. What else can it be? Don't ask. After all, my biological coding technology will be on the market after the new year. When that time comes, my treatment will solve the root cause of cancer. His drugs will be no match for me. All right. But, the woman beside him. I think there's something wrong. What's the problem? She's a Takashi Hoshi. Although it's not unusual for an entrepreneur to have a Takashi Hoshi as a bodyguard, but this person, I feel that her aura is very strong. She doesn't seem like a Takashi Hoshi who's tired of fighting and chose to return to the city. You're a student. Why are you so suspicious? Instead of thinking so much about things that have nothing to do with you, why don't you think about the college entrance examination that's coming up in a few months? Your mother was admitted to the Imperial Capital's Cebu Gakuen. My requirements aren't high. I don't expect you to be admitted to the Imperial Capital's Takashi Hoshi, but you can get into any one of the 4 Cebu Gakuen. You call these requirements not high? Wang Lan stared and shouted. The 4 Cebu Gakuen are all ranked in the same order. What's the difference? Of course. Different regions, different teaching methods, and different styles. With so many differences, there must be one that suits you. Chapter 140. The Night of Revelry, the Night of Fireworks, and the Night of Wishes. New Year's Eve was just one night. The arrival of the new year was just one night. There was only a slight ripple in his heart. The first day of the new year had arrived. On the first day of the new year, most shops would close. This phenomenon only happened in the Jade State. Only the Jade State would be so dedicated to a festival. However, the entertainment industry was not included in the list of closed shop. After all, everyone wanted to have fun when they were free. They worked so hard and were so busy. Why didn't they have fun during the new year? Cinemas, theme parks, and amusement parks became the best places for people who stayed in Sioux City to celebrate the new year. Wang Lan didn't plan to go out, but Jiang Xinyu called to ask him to go out. After careful consideration, Wang Lan couldn't bear to refuse. In the past 6 months, he had stood her up so many times. He felt bad. When he met Jiang Xinyu was holding her arm and walking toward them. Huh? Why are you here? Where are Su Xiangwen and Gong Feiyu? Wang Lan asked in confusion. In the past, when the 4 of them went out to play, they usually went together. Moreover, the 2 of them had always been enthusiastic about playing together. They were always the first to arrive. Even the girl who needed to dress up came earlier than them. Could it be that the 2 of them were still sleeping in? Jiang Xinchen looked at Wang Lan with a face full of despair. She clutched her forehead. In Jiang Xinchen's impression, Wang Lan was a genius with an explosive IQ. However, it seemed that all geniuses couldn't escape from a law. They had an extremely high IQ and an extremely low EQ. This was especially prominent in front of Wang Lan. His brain circuit was so strange. They both have to go to their relative's house to pay a New Year's visit. They are not free. Jiang Xinyu said lightly and handed him a cup of milk tea. I just ordered it for you. Thanks. Wang Lan took it casually. There are not many places open on the first day of the new year. Where should we go? Even if we go shopping with you, there is nowhere to go. Why don't you go watch a movie? Jiang Xinchen suggested. White Eagle's sci-fi blockbuster has just been released, and Shi Yin's legend has a good reputation. Movies. In his previous life, Wang Lan worked in the film industry. However, after coming to this world and changing into a new body, even his soul seemed to be affected. He didn't seem to be interested in anything fake. He rarely watched TV and almost never watched movies. In the past, Wang Lan could still use the excuse that he had to study hard in order to complete the mission, but now, he finally understood himself. It was just an excuse. He just didn't like this kind of entertainment that didn't help his life. Wang Lan loved to study. Why didn't anyone believe him? Xinu, what do you think? I'm bored anyway. Let's watch a movie. Xinchen, go buy 3 tickets. 2 tickets. I have an appointment with a classmate later, so I'll leave right away. Jiang Xinchen winked at her sister as she spoke. This child is worth teaching. Jiang Xinyu expressed her satisfaction. School will start in another 10 days or so. The provincial martial tournament will be held in less than 3 months. After 3 years of hard work, the results will be revealed soon. I've always heard that the provincial martial tournament is more important than the college entrance exam. However, from the information I obtained from the government, the provincial martial tournament is just a competition held by the Ministry of Education for the 3rd year of high school every year. It's the same as the Autumn Sports Festival held every year? It's claimed to be so, but it's actually not. The Cebu Gakuen will send special inspectors to the 25 provinces in the country to observe and evaluate the strength and potential of the participants. If they take a fancy to you and think you might be a talent, they'll send you an invitation to enter the school. Hearing this, Wang Lan immediately understood. Wasn't it just a guaranteed admission? The reason why it's more important than the college entrance exam is because the 4 Cebu Gakuen will also send inspectors. You know that the 4 Cebu Gakuen don't recruit students every year. If their independent enrollment quota was already full, he would not cross the line to take in that year. If we're unlucky and they don't recruit students this year, it won't matter how well we do. Also, the 4 Cebu Gakuen have a strange habit. They either recruit students together or they don't recruit students together. So if your goal is the 4 Cebu Gakuen, you have to participate in the provincial martial tournament this time. If I want to participate, I'll participate. You don't have to be so serious with me, right? Wang Lan was in a good mood, but Jiang Xinyu's serious expression made Wang Lan feel a little uncomfortable. You're star-blazing. Those who dare to participate in the provincial martial tournament are all the top third-year experts in the province. Let's not talk about the others. Tong City, Zhen City, and Jin City are all nebula representatives. It shouldn't be a big problem, right? I'm not an ordinary star-blazing, and I've killed more than 1 or 2 nebula. Are you feeling a little pressured? You can only perform steadily if you're calm. The pressure is indeed a little high. My goal is to get into the 4 Cebu Gakuen, but it's really too difficult to get in. The 4 Cebu Gakuen only recruit 1,000 students every year. There are many crouching tigers and hidden dragons in the country, and you have to pick 1,000 of them out of so many experts. Moreover, many of the true geniuses received invitations very early on. There might not even be 300 spots left in the 4 Cebu Gakuen. Thinking about the terrible elimination rate, I'm not confident. At this time, Jiang Xinchen ran over and stuffed 4 tickets into Wang Lan's hands. My classmate called me. I'm leaving. Wait, why are there 4 tickets? You and my sister, 2 people, 4 tickets for 2 movies. Is there a problem? 2 movies? Wang Lan looked at the time on the ticket. One movie was 2 hours long, and there was a 10-minute interval between the 2 movies. Moreover, they were both blockbusters with special visual effects. Was this enough to make him want to vomit? Brother Lan, sister, I'm leaving. Have fun. Jiang Xinchen waved goodbye, leaving Wang Lan feeling a little tricked. It's about to start. Let's go. Okay. Jiang Xinyu replied softly. Her cheeks were red and she looked very cute. There were many people in the cinema. Perhaps there was a lack of entertainment on the first day of the new year. Just as he sat down, his phone was bombarded with messages. Ding dong, ding dong. Jiang Xinyu sat down next to Wang Lan, holding popcorn in her hands. She flicked her hair gently, and the loose strands of hair emitted a light fragrance. It brushed past the tip of Wang Lan's nose, and Wang Lan's heart suddenly felt a little touched. In the dim environment, Wang Lan turned his face to look at Jiang Xinyu's side profile. It seemed that it had been a long time since he took a close look at this girl who he had known since he was a child and grew up together with. She was no longer the little girl in his impression who wore a ponytail and liked to wear flowery dresses. Ding dong, Wang Lan took out his phone. It was a message from Su Xiangwen. Lan Zi, save me. I'm so bored. Someone come. Accompany this poor child. Lan Zi, are you home? I'm bored to death. That guy Feiyu was asked out by a girl to play. It's the first day of the new year. What's the point of studying? Let's go out and have fun, it's my treat. I'll take care of everything. Lan Zi, say something. If you don't say anything, I'll take it as a yes. I'm coming to your house now. Let's barbecue, fish, or dance. As he read the messages one by one, Wang Lan's expression became more and more strange. Wang Lan was secretly looking at Jiang Xinyu before. How could he hide from her senses? She was secretly happy that this blockhead was finally enlightened. But in less than 3 seconds, he stared at his phone, and his expression became more and more strange. What's wrong? The movie is about to start. Didn't you say that Su Xiangwen was going to his relative's house and didn't have time to join us? Ah? What's wrong? Wang Lan placed his phone in front of Jiang Xinyu. He's on his way. He's always been like this. Jiang Xinyu snatched Wang Lan's phone and sent the location to Su Xiangwen. Su Xiangwen had just stuffed a bunch of things into his back: fishing rod, barbecue equipment, and a coquettish leather coat. Before he could start the car, his phone rang. You finally replied. I thought you had gone missing. Looking at the coordinate, he frowned immediately. Wei Long Cinema? Didn't Wang Lan never watch movies? Would he go to the cinema alone? Suddenly, there was a clear cracking sound in his heart, as if his teeth had knocked against each other. With a heavy heart, he replied to a message. You're watching a movie in the cinema? With who? Little Song Jia? With Xinyu, 2 people. Do you still want to come? Crack, crack, crack. Su Xiangwen's heart broke on the spot. In his mind, it was as if a cartoon version of Wang Lan was laughing proudly. Single dog. Single dog. Single dog. With a cry, Su Xiangwen leaned over the steering wheel and wailed. So lonely, so boring, ding dong. Just as he was about to return the phone to Wang Lan, another message popped up. It was a message from CSCC. Wang Lan, Happy New Year. What are you doing? Jiang Xinyu's lips curled up slightly. This was a smile that she rarely showed. 2 thumbs quickly tapped on the screen and a message flew out. I'm watching a movie with Xinyu. It just started. In the distance, CSCC was wearing a beautiful new dress. She was twisting and turning in front of the mirror. Her phone rang. She quickly picked it up. After glancing at it, her eyes slowly dimmed. Cici, aren't you going out to play with your classmates today? Seeing her daughter change out of her clothes, CSCC's mother asked curiously. I'm not going. The movie was very exciting. Anyway, the laughter in the theater didn't seem to stop. Wang Lan felt that it was alright. After 2 movies in a row, his butt was a little numb. When he came out of the theater, it was already 2 in the afternoon. In front of him, Jiang Xinyu looked very excited. She walked in her high heels like a deer. Xinyu, are you pranking me? The way you walk makes me feel a little uneasy. Wang Lan's understanding of Jiang Xinyu was not much worse than her sister's. They were classmates for 9 years and friends for 15 years. Do you want to eat? Jiang Xinyu instantly changed the topic. I've been hungry for a long time. I thought you weren't hungry. At this time, Wang Lan's phone rang. Wait a moment, I need to take this call. The call was from Song Jia. Wang Lan casually picked up. Wang Lan, come quickly. Mom was taken away by the guards. Hurry. Jia, don't cry. What happened? Just now, a lot of guards came. They took Mom away. I'm so scared. Wait for me at home. I'll be right there. Hearing Wang Lan's words, the smile on Jiang Xinyu's face disappeared. Wang Lan, something happened? I don't know yet. Did you drive here? Take me to Xiangting Bay. Okay. Chapter 141. When he arrived at Xiangting Bay, before Wang Lan even got out of the car, Song Jia rushed out of the house. He threw himself into Wang Lan's arms. Wang Lan, what should we do? My mom was taken away. Sob. I'm so scared. Don't worry. Tell me, who took Auntie? They were wearing guard uniforms. They took out their ID when they entered. Then they took Mom away. Was Auntie taken away by force or did she cooperate? Mom left on her own. Did they handcuff Auntie? No. Wang Lan asked about the situation and dialed Hu Qing's number. Hello, Brother Wang Lan, Happy New Year. Hu Qing, let me ask you, what did my auntie do to be taken away by the police? Your auntie? Madame Wang Qi? Hu Qing asked hesitantly. Yes. I didn't hear about it. Wait for me, I'll call the station to confirm. After Hu Qing hung up the phone, Wang Lan's face suddenly became gloomy. Almost instantly, Wang Lan thought of Senma Pharmaceutical, who visited yesterday afternoon. Yesterday's negotiation failed and today's auntie was arrested. Was Senma Pharmaceutical behind this? Just as he was guessing, Wang Lan's phone rang. He quickly picked up the phone and heard Hu Qing's voice. Wang Lan, I can tell you for sure that the Sioux City police didn't arrest Madame Wang Qi today. Wang Qi's identity isn't simple. She's a listed entrepreneur in Sioux City. It's impossible to arrest Madame Wang Qi casually. Are you sure? I'm sure. Got it, thank you. After hanging up the phone, Wang Lan's heart suddenly jumped. If it was really the police who arrested her, Wang Lan wasn't particularly worried. But if it wasn't the police or someone pretending to be the police, then it would be serious. Suddenly, Wang Lan felt someone looking at him. Wang Lan hurriedly looked in the direction of the voice. That line of sight instantly shifted away, and Wang Lan did not see anyone secretly monitoring them. Suddenly, a sense of alarm rose in his heart. Xianyu, bring Jia Jia inside. Do you need help? No need. You know how strong I am. Don't worry. Jiang Xinyu nodded solemnly and walked into the house with Jia Jia. Wang Lan pretended to follow them into the house, but when he passed by the garden at the entrance, his figure flashed and disappeared instantly. The nebula sword dance was instantly activated, and he practically transformed into a stream of light as he dashed towards the ambush position opposite him. About 2 to 3 seconds later, the enemy seemed to have noticed Wang Lan's rapid approach. However, the other party didn't dodge immediately. Instead, he walked out from the shadows. With a flash of light, Wang Lan appeared in front of him. Who are you? Wait, you are Yao Jixin? Wang Lan's voice suddenly rose, and his face was full of disbelief. Wang Lan knew this Yao Jixin. He was a member of the Heavenly Sword Bureau's intelligence operations team. What's going on? Did you guys capture my aunt? Brother Wang Lan, I'm sorry. We were following orders. Orders? Whose orders? Wang Chu? Wang Lan suddenly narrowed his eyes and said in a low voice. Yes. Madame Wang Qi is very likely to be the developer of the demonic medicine. The reason why I didn't tell you was to avoid suspicion. I'm sorry. Yao Jixin carefully looked at Wang Lan, wary that he would suddenly fly into a rage. However, the strange thing was that after Wang Lan frowned a few times, his face calmed down. From the word avoid suspicion, Wang Lan sensed that there was a problem. Once this happened, there was no restriction on Song Jia calling him. He would know immediately, so how could he avoid suspicion? However, Yao Jixin's face was a little conflicted. This was not quite the script. Didn't Wang Lan have a very good relationship with Madame Wang Qi? Shouldn't he show a look of despair and anger when his own brother captured his closest family member? Then, he grabbed his collar and questioned him loudly. Why did you capture my aunt? But what do you mean by that calm expression on your face? How are you going to continue acting if you don't play by the rules? Wang Lan was indeed very agitated at first. Not only did the Heavenly Sword Bureau capture his aunt, but he also didn't know anything about it. But avoid suspicion? Wang Lan realized that the Heavenly Sword Bureau seemed to be planning something, and he was also a chess piece on the chessboard. He had done so much, and although the Grand Duke said that it was for the human race and the Jade State, the Heavenly Sword Bureau also benefited from it, didn't it? Don't you care about my feelings when you turn against me? Yes, maybe I, Wang Lan, am just a small person who doesn't deserve your concern. However, Wang Qianfeng was his mother's former subordinate, and he stayed in Sioux City to take care of him. But what about his aunt? As his mother's biological sister, Wang Qianfeng didn't take care of her? The maker of the demonic medicine? What a joke! Was his aunt not comfortable in the Jade State? She was taken care of, and she had policies. If she wanted to get a loan, she could go to his house and apply for it. Did his aunt have nothing better to do than to work as a protected animal in the Jade State to make the demonic medicine for the demons? Moreover, his mother was the Southern Yen Emperor, and the only sister of the Southern Yen Emperor. Why would she betray the Jade State? It didn't make sense logically. No matter from an emotional or rational point of view, there was absolutely nothing wrong with his aunt. If his aunt was fine, then there must be something wrong with the Heavenly Sword Bureau. If they really wanted to hide it from him, Song Jiao wouldn't have made that phone call. According to the Heavenly Sword Bureau's style, they would never make such a contradictory oversight. So, there was only one reason why they didn't tell Wang Lan before. To provoke me? Well, Brother Wang Lan, are you okay? I'm fine. What's wrong? Don't you want to know why we think Ms. Wang Qi is the maker of the demonic medicine? Of course. But didn't you say that I should avoid suspicion? Why? Can you tell me? We've already caught her, so it doesn't matter if we avoid suspicion or not. As he said that, he took out his phone and opened a few photos. Look, this is the clinical trial of Jiai Biotechnology Company. These are all patients with terminal cancer, and they're receiving the genetic coding treatment from Jiai Biotechnology Company. The cancer is indeed effectively suppressed, but look at their bodies. In the few clearly enlarged photos, the patient's bodies showed obvious signs of mutation, and this mutation looked very much like a shell formed by the demonic medicine. Also, we extracted the molecular formula of the genetic medicine that Ms. Wang Qi submitted to the Medical Supervision Bureau, and it's actually 90% similar to the demonic medicine you submitted. This is definitely not a coincidence. After listening to Yao Zhixin's words, Wang Lan nodded in agreement. Indeed, it's not a coincidence. What a clever framing. Fortunately, you acted quickly. If you were any slower, the other party would have stirred up public opinion first. In the future, even if Auntie was cleared of the crime, she would still be a black mark in people's hearts. No. Wang Lan, did you misunderstand us? I say, Brother Yao? What kind of mission did you accept to anger me? Don't you think this game of loosening the reins only to grasp them better is very boring? This is obviously a protective arrest. Do you think I'm stupid? How can you be sure that this is a protective arrest and not a real arrest? A voice suddenly sounded. Wang Qianfeng had appeared beside Wang Lan at some point. His face was very dark. He felt like he wanted to be angry but couldn't. First of all, my auntie's identity is there. To others, she may be an ordinary entrepreneur, the founder of Jiai Biotechnology. However, Wang Chu knew that she was my mother's only sister. She's closer than me. As long as Auntie doesn't betray the enemy, no one will do anything to her. But now, the evidence in my hands is that she has betrayed the enemy. It's very likely that the demonic medicine came from her. This is the second impossible. Her identity also means that she has no need to betray the enemy. The clinical trial showed signs of demonic medicine, which directly ruled out Auntie's suspicion. If she made the demonic medicine, why would she use it for clinical trials? And the demons already know that we have the demonic medicine. If Auntie is really the creator of the demonic medicine, why would she submit the genetic medicine to the Medical Supervision Bureau? If the genetic medicine is really almost the same as the demonic medicine, and Auntie also knows about it, isn't it a confession that she stupidly handed over the medicine? Obviously, this is a frame-up by the demons. What if I tell you that the genetic medicine submitted by Madame Wang Qi is almost the same as the demonic medicine? That's still a frame-up. Wang Lan replied calmly. How do you know? I've already analyzed it just now. But Madame Wang Qi didn't say that. Wang Qianfeng sighed with his hands behind his back. Madame Wang Qi said that no one except her knows the genetic coding formula of her medicine. The molecular formula of her genetic medicine can only be made using her genetic coding formula, and it requires repeated experiments. She spent 10 years to break through all the obstacles. So, when I told her about the demonic medicine, she seemed very excited. Excited? Wang Lan looked surprised. Yes, excited. Wang Qianfeng's eyes became exceptionally deep. Because she said that there are only two people who know the molecular formula. One is her, and the other is Song Zifeng. That's right. So, you suspect that the one who produced the demonic medicine is Song Zifeng? Wang Lan's eyes lit up as he said this. You want to use Jia Jia. Song Jia is Song Zifeng's daughter. I've already written the script. Because we arrested Wang Qi, we broke off with you. Then, because you're Song Jia's only family, she will definitely be with you. We'll create conditions and let Song Jia bait Song Zifeng. Isn't the feasibility of this plan too low? Wang Lan shook his head on the spot. First of all, we can't be 100% sure that Song Zifeng is the one who made the demonic medicine. Even if it's him, how can you be sure that he has feelings for Jia Jia? Moreover, the demons might have already replaced Song Zifeng. If Song Zifeng is replaced by the demons, he won't take the bait. The feasibility is too low. Not necessarily. First of all, Song Zifeng is a great scientist. His value is not only the achievements he achieved before he died, but also his unlimited creative ability in the future. Do you remember the first time you entered the trial space and found the demon's base and copied the experimental data? I remember. That doctor, do you think he's a human or a demon? Wang Lan frowned. At that time, the doctor was slapped to death by the berserk biochemical demon general. He didn't even have time to dodge. If he was a demon, he shouldn't be so weak. Moreover, he was in a wheelchair. He was obviously a human scientist. Chapter 142. His name is Su Yingfei, a top biological scientist. He was obsessed with human experiments and was punished by the law many times. After that, he went crazy and used himself and his family as experiment. His wife and daughter all died on his experiment table. But in the end, he disappeared from the world. No one knew if he was alive or dead. If you didn't bring back the video, his whereabouts would still be an unsolved case. Human beings are really complicated creatures. Everyone has independent thoughts, independent values, and principles of behavior. That's why there are so many traitors, scum, and beasts among humans. Since ancient times, such people have always existed. Song Zifeng died because of an experiment failure. But in the end, we didn't find his body. He might have been smashed to pieces, or he might still be alive. But at least we can be sure. Let's assume that the demons caused that accident. Let's assume that the demon's goal was Song Zifeng. Let's assume that the demonic medicine was made by Song Zifeng. One thing we can be sure of is that Song Zifeng will not be replaced by the demons. Because Song Zifeng's value lies in the value of his creation. If these assumptions are true, even if Song Zifeng has turned his back on the world, he should still have some special feelings for Song Jia. Wang Chu, if your assumptions are true, he has already given up his position as a human. Will he still care about Jia Jia? How do you know if you don't try? But your reaction is very unsatisfactory. You didn't make a scene and didn't break with the Heavenly Sword Bureau. This has cast a shadow on the plan. You are also a member of the Heavenly Sword Bureau. Your identity will make the other party not dare to act rashly. Especially when you are the one who caused the demons to suffer a huge loss. How about we quarrel now? Is there any point? Wang Qianfeng sneered. Although you didn't follow my script, I am very satisfied with your performance. I underestimated you. When you encountered an unexpected incident, you didn't lose your judgment. After knowing that the Heavenly Sword Bureau captured the person closest to you, you didn't act rashly. Instead, you quickly calmed down and immediately analyzed the conclusion closest to the truth. You are indeed more outstanding than many others, especially when the demons had enough evidence to frame Ms. Wang Qi, and it was enough for us to arrest her. but you were able to confirm that it was the demons who framed her. She's my aunt, how can I not trust her? Emotional trust is different from rational trust. Your reason for trust is very sufficient, and your reasoning is very rigorous. It's not just because she's your aunt. Alright, you should go back now and comfort Song Jia. You can tell him that Ms. Wang Qi is safe and won't be in any danger. But for the time being, I can't let them contact each other. Where is Auntie now? Heavenly Sword Bureau. There was someone to protect her 24/7. It's just that she's a little down right now. That assumption might not be true. However, she firmly believed that only she and Song Zifeng knew about the genetic formula. Also, other than her, Song Zifeng was the only one who could concoct the demonic potion. If it wasn't for Wang Qi's firm belief, I wouldn't have made a plan that was based on an assumption. I believe in her belief. If that person is really Song Zifeng, then my bait might be able to catch the fish, right? After parting ways with Wang Qianfeng, Wang Lan returned to his aunt's villa. When he entered the living room, Song Jiao was lying on Jiang Sinyu's lap and had fallen asleep. Jiang Sinyu raised a finger, but Song Jiao raised his head. Brother, Wang Lan came to the sofa. Song Jiao directly threw himself into Wang Lan's arms. He raised his head and looked at Wang Lan with a pitiful expression. Jia, Auntie is fine. The person who took Auntie away is Brother's friend. There are bad people who want to frame Auntie, so Brother's friend took Auntie away to protect her. Don't worry, Auntie will be fine very soon. Really? Song Jia raised his cute eyes and looked at Wang Lan. Really? You and Brother are living together these days. Do you live at Brother's house or Brother lives here? Brother lives here. If Mom comes back one day, I can see Mom immediately. Okay. I'll listen to you. After sending Jiang Sinyu to the door, Jiang Sinyu looked at Wang Lan worriedly. Do you want my family to help you deal with it? No, didn't I just say? My auntie is under protection. Do you think I will believe your lies to a child? Jiang Sinyu certainly wouldn't believe what Wang Lan said to Song Jia. I'm telling the truth. Wang Lan's face showed an unfathomable smile. With Jiang Sinyu's understanding of Wang Lan, if Wang Lan said so, then it must be true. Wang Lan never said a joke twice. You said, the person who took Auntie Wang Qi away was your friend? Ah, it's my colleague. Wang Lan waved at Jiang Sinyu. Jiang Sinyu came over in confusion. I'm from the Celestial Sword Special Service. Don't tell anyone, I want to keep a low profile. Jiang Sinyu's eyes suddenly widened when Wang Lan said this. Really? Of course. How is that possible? You? When did you? Jiang Sinyu obviously knew about the existence of the Heavenly Sword Bureau. Not only did she know, but she also knew the nature of the Heavenly Sword Bureau. She had even considered it when she was thinking about her future. Her first choice was to join the military and maybe join the Heavenly Sword Bureau in the future. But these were her plans after she finished her studies and completely stepped into life. Jiang Sinyu couldn't believe that Wang Lan had already become something that was so far away from her. For example, two people sat together and made a wish. I want to be an entrepreneur in the future and open a company to earn a lot of money. The other person said, I'm already an entrepreneur. It was such an accident and such an unexpected way that Jiang Sinyu was stunned for a long time and couldn't react. It was the first time I came back from the training field, so you don't have to worry too much about me. Of course, don't tell anyone. Just pretend that you don't know anything. Okay. After sending Jiang Sinyu off, Wang Lan returned to the house to accompany Jiajia. After watching a movie with Jiang Sinyu, he received a call from Song Jia. Previously, he was nervous and didn't feel anything, but now, a strong sense of hunger attacked him. Jiajia, are you hungry? Yes. Jiajia's mood improved a lot after knowing that her mother hadn't been caught by the guards for committing a crime. Children at this age were easier to fool. If they were a few years older, Wang Lan wouldn't be so easy to fool. He went into the kitchen and found some ingredients from the fridge. There were only ingredients in Little Ant's fridge during the new year. Wang Lan wasn't incompatible with the kitchen like Little Ant and Mom. He knew how to cook and was quite good at it. There was only one reason why he kept ordering takeout. He was lazy. After making some food and cleaning up, the sky was already dark. It was so early that she definitely wouldn't be able to sleep. Song Jia's mood improved a little, but he was still very depressed. Wang Lan sat on the sofa with her and watched TV. After our clinical verification, Life One can effectively suppress cancer cells. The 3 people standing next to me are the results of Life One's clinical verification. A year ago, their cancer cells had spread throughout their bodies. They even lost their ability to eat. After taking Life One, their cancer cells were effectively suppressed. After taking it for 2 months, their cancer cells started to shrink. Half a year later, their physical condition improved. Now, although there are still cancer cells in their bodies, they can already live like normal people. Through clinical analysis, they only need to continue taking it for 3 more years and their cancer cells will be completely eliminated. Life One is a milestone in human medical history. On the TV, Sioux City's news channel was broadcasting the evening news. Humans had conquered cancer. This was an epoch-making victory for mankind. It was like when they announced that they had conquered the smallpox virus, causing the whole world to be in an uproar. Wang Lan and Song Jia weren't people who were interested in the news. But when they saw this news, Wang Lan stopped changing the channel. Life One. Senma technology appeared in his mind again. Ma Bo was Little Ant and Song Zifeng's teacher. Song Zifeng was still learning under Ma Bo when the accident happened. He didn't know why Little Ant was so sure that Ma Bo didn't know the genetic formula left behind by Song Zifeng. But in Wang Lan's opinion, it was completely possible for Ma Bo to get it. Moreover, yesterday was the eve of Chinese New Year. Ma Bo even planned to use the entire Senma technology to cooperate with Little Ant. But today, he released Life One in such a high-profile manner? And Little Ant was coincidentally taken away by the Heavenly Sword Bureau today. From all aspects, this was a trap. Little Ant had once said that once her genetic medicine was released, it could fundamentally change the human body. It could quickly cure the diseases that the human body carried. It could treat cancer, but it wasn't just cancer. If Little Ant's results were released, it would be a perfect hindrance to Life One. The 2 of them weren't even on the same level. Life One definitely wouldn't be able to fight back. But here came the contradiction. Ma Bo was willing to pay such a huge price yesterday. Clearly, he knew about Little Ant's research result. But now, he released it in such a high-profile manner. Was it because he knew that Little Ant was taken away? Or was it because of other reasons? Other than diverting the Heavenly Sword Bureau's investigation, did the demons not have any other motives? His brain worked quickly. In an instant, countless possibilities collided in Wang Lan's mind. At this moment, the scene on the news switched to Ma Bo and a cold female bodyguard beside Ma Bo. The camera showed the female bodyguard's side profile in a flash. But in an instant, a strong sense of familiarity hit him. He might have seen this female bodyguard before. Otherwise, it was impossible to have such a strong sense of familiarity. But Wang Lan was also very sure that he definitely hadn't seen her before yesterday. Otherwise, with Wang Lan's brain, he would definitely have an impression of someone who had seen her before. The thoughts in his mind continued to collide. Suppose Ma Bo was the 3rd person to know about the genetic coding formula left by Song Zifeng. Then, all the reasons why Little Ant was framed became reasonable. But why didn't Little Ant suspect Ma Bo, who was so close to her? Was it because Ma Bo was willing to pay such a huge price to obtain Song Zifeng's genetic coding formula? But paying such a huge price might not be because he really wanted the formula. What if it was to delay the release of the genetic medicine? Or was it just that he was optimistic about the future profits of the genetic medicine? Chapter 143. The more he deduced, the more suspicious he felt Ma Bo was, and the more suspicious the bodyguard beside Ma Bo was. "Brother, I don't like this person," Song Jia suddenly said when he saw Wang Lan not changing the channel. "I don't like this person either, but wait, let me make a call." Wang Lan took out his phone and dialed Hu Qing's number. "Wang Lan, how's it going? Have you figured out what happened to Ms. Wang?" "My aunt is fine. By the way, is it convenient for you to leave now?" "It's convenient, I'm on leave today." "Why? Can you come to Xiangting Bay?" "Okay. Give me a moment." "Jia Jia, go watch TV in your aunt's room. I'm looking for some information." Song Jian nodded obediently when he saw Wang Lan's serious expression. Wang Lan went back to his room, turned on his computer, and quickly searched for Ma Bo of Senma Pharmaceutical. Soon, he found many pictures of Ma Bo on the web, and the female bodyguard was everywhere Ma Bo was. After printing out the pictures, Hu Qing arrived at his aunt's villa not long after. Wang Lan welcomed Hu Qing in. "Hu Qing, I remember you said that a woman was the one who delivered the demonic medicine to Crow? Is it her?" Wang Lan pointed at the printed picture and asked anxiously. Hu Qing frowned and stared at it for a long time before finally shaking his head. "I'm not sure. That woman changed her clothes, hairstyle, thick makeup, and even wore sunglasses. To be honest, if you find a woman to dress up like that, no one would be able to tell the difference. How do you feel?" "Feel?" Hu Qing smiled bitterly. "How can we tell a person apart by feeling? Why do you think this woman is the woman I saw? I remember that the person standing next to her is Dr. Ma, right?" Hu Qing asked in confusion. "Yes, I also suspect that Ma Bo is the one who developed the demonic medicine," Wang Lan said in a low voice. "Tisk," Hu Qing gasped. "Don't talk nonsense. Dr. Ma Bo is a world-renowned scientist, an authority in the field of medicine, and someone who has made outstanding contributions to the country. You suspect him? Do you have any concrete evidence? Otherwise, don't even think about it. Why are you so nervous?" "I'm just suspicious." Suspicion is also very dangerous. Especially now that he had developed Life One, which had been verified by the Drug Control Administration. It was indeed the most effective drug against cancer. Do you know what that means? This meant that the entire human race had to remember his kindness and protect him. Anyone who dares to harm him will be the enemy of all mankind. Wang Lan's brows furrowed slightly. He had also thought of this. The emergence of Life One was not as simple as an anti-cancer drug. It was also Ma Bo's amulet. With the existence of Life Number One, Ma Bo wasn't someone that could be touched just because he wanted to. "Wang Lan, what basis do you have to suspect Ma Bo? Don't mention the word feeling again." "My aunt was arrested by the Heavenly Sword Bureau." Hu Qing looked at Wang Lan in surprise. "The reason was that the gene medicine my aunt developed was a demonic medicine. The cancer patients treated with the gene medicine showed signs of being demonic. The gene medicine and the demonic medicine are 90% similar, so someone framed my aunt and used the demonic medicine to replace the gene medicine. Yesterday, on New Year's Eve, Ma Bo personally visited my aunt. He was willing to exchange the entire Senma Pharmaceutical Company for 50% of Jiai Biotechnology's shares. At that time, my aunt refused, but this morning, a clinical patient was demonic. How could it be so coincidental? And today, on New Year's Day, Life One was released. In my aunt's words, Jiai Biotechnology's gene medicine is a fundamental cure for human diseases. It can treat cancer, but it's not just cancer. Life One requires 3 years of treatment, and how much does 1 month of treatment cost? 100,000, 1 year is 1. 2 million, 3 years is 3. 6 million. People with cancer had already spent all their money. How could they still have 6 million yuan to treat their illness? The gene medicine, once injected into the soul, changes human genes and eliminates defective genes from the body's immune system. If cancer can be recognized and rejected by the body's immune system, cancer cells are nothing. Business competition is a very common thing, so I won't suddenly suspect it. But the timing of it is really too coincidental, so I can't help but suspect him. Wang Lan's words made Hu Qing frown. When you say that, I suddenly remembered something. When we were interrogating Crow's men, one of them confessed that he gave out loan sharks and locked up about 10 people in the countryside. But there was a woman and a child who were caught after the winter vacation. That man said that Crow asked him to catch them. After we rescued them, we found out that the woman's ex-husband was a researcher working at Jiai Biotechnology Company, which is your aunt's company. Ex-husband? What's his name? Qian Qihan. Because he was busy with work all year round and neglected his family, his wife couldn't stand it and divorced him in November before the new year. Previously, I didn't know why Crow wanted to catch the mother and daughter. I planned to wait until after the new year to figure it out. But now that you mention it, was it Qian Qihan's doing that Jiai Biotechnology's gene medicine was replaced with the demonic medicine? It's possible. If you add in your information, then the link can be cleared. Crow is directly related to the demonic medicine. He kidnapped Qian Qihan's wife and daughter and threatened Qian Qihan to switch the medicine. Thus, he framed my aunt. And framing my aunt can achieve the goal of Senma Pharmaceutical. His life one can gain both fame and fortune in the next few years. If that's the case, what do you plan to do? Ma Bo is not an ordinary person. We can't arrest him directly, and we can't investigate him directly. Otherwise, once it arouses public opinion, we won't have a good ending. Ma Bo can stay put, but the female bodyguard beside him can. Let's assume that Ma Bo is the traitor who developed the demonic medicine and cooperated with the demons. Then, should the demons send someone to keep an eye on him? You see, no matter what the situation, the female bodyguard always stays close to him to protect him. If the demons want to keep an eye on Ma Bo, she is the only possibility. What do you plan to do? Arrest? Investigate. Check this woman's identity and home address. Hu Qing and Wang Lan acted separately, took out their mobile phones and began to check their respective network systems. This is the good thing about this era. The rise of smartphones allows people from various departments to enter their own internal intelligence systems at any time. Soon, Wang Lan and Hu Qing found out the identity of the female bodyguard. Ma Xiaoxue, the niece of Ma Bo, graduated from the Divine Bodyguard Academy and was just an ordinary person. From this point, Wang Lan could be sure that there was something wrong with her. The last time they looked at each other, Wang Lan was sure that she was definitely a Takashi Hoshi. That is to say, the information he found is fake. In Jinghua Manor, Building 32, Room 2706, Hu Qing found Ma Xiaoxue's home address. Now, Ma Bo is holding the launch of Life 1. Tomorrow morning, Life 1 will be fully online. So now Ma Xiaoxue should be with Ma Bo. She's not at home. Let's search her house. Hu Qing's face showed an expression of eagerness. Wait a minute. Wang Lan quietly left the room and opened the door of Song Jia's room. After such a long time, Song Jia had fallen asleep in bed. He didn't take a bath or take off his clothes. Wang Lan gently carried Xiaoxue into bed, covered her with a quilt, and then tiptoed out. Did you bring your police uniform? No, but I brought my work permit. What's the matter? In order to prevent unnecessary misunderstandings, just bring something that can prove your identity. Let's go now. The two quietly went out. Just less than 50 meters away from the house, a plainclothes Heavenly Sword Bureau appeared on the side of the road. Wang Lan knew that from today on, there would be Secret Service of Heavenly Sword Bureau outside his aunt's villa 24 hours a day. Wang Lan, where are you going so late? I have some guesses that I need to verify. I'll leave Jia Jia's safety to you. If she wakes up and I'm not back yet, please comfort her. I left a note for her. You can use the ID to get her trust. Thank you for your hard work. What do you need to verify? Can't we help you verify it? I'll go. You can track my whereabouts through my phone. You can also report to Wang Chu. Understood. Be careful. Wang Lan's position in the intelligence department was extraordinary. This was what he had earned through his many achievements. It could be said that the entire intelligence department had absolute trust in Wang Lan. Although Wang Lan went against the plan in the middle of the night, the brothers would never stop him. Of course, there would be no shortage of reports to Wang Qianfeng. At this moment, Wang Qianfeng was sitting in front of Wang Qi to counsel her. Wang Qianfeng and Wang Qi had known each other for a long time. They knew each other very well. Ms. Wang Qi, is there a possibility that a third person knows about it? Are you sure only you and Song Zifeng know? That day I was diagnosed with pregnancy. Afeng was jumping up and down at home happily. He was so excited that he couldn't sleep the whole night. After falling asleep, he suddenly turned over and sat up. Then, he opened his notebook and wrote down the formula. Even he didn't understand the formula very well. It could only be said that it was a guess. At that time, Afeng and I had already completed our graduation thesis. This was the direction of our future research after graduation. Afeng was a cautious person. At that time, he had some academic conflicts with the teacher. He couldn't tell the teacher about such an important conjecture. He was very conceited. He was sure that he wouldn't take out the formula and study it with others. Because I was pregnant, he didn't let me participate in the experiment. At that time, he had already contacted a new laboratory and was preparing to do a big job after graduation to celebrate the birth of our child. Originally, he was on vacation that day. The teacher called him to go to school to complete an important experiment. I didn't expect that something would happen. Was that experiment really an accident? Wang Qianfeng asked in a low voice. Sister personally sent people to investigate. It was indeed an accident. It wasn't the first time that the equipment had malfunctioned, but the school didn't report it for repair. It was just that the fire had been extinguished. No one expected that the experiment would cause an explosion. Is it possible that... Wang Qianfeng was about to speak when his phone rang. Hello? What? Wang Lan went to confirm some conjecture? Wang Qianfeng was about to curse, but he suddenly stopped talking. Chapter 144. If it was someone else, like Wang Lan, Wang Qianfeng would definitely label them as undisciplined and disorganized. But if it was Wang Lan, Wang Qianfeng wouldn't dare. Think about what Wang Lan had done in the past 6 months. This guy would always give you a big surprise when you least expect it. Last time, he went to Penguin Corporation in the middle of the night and directly gave Wang Qianfeng the entire Demon's elite spy team. This time, will there be a big breakthrough? Reason told Wang Qianfeng that it was impossible. Wang Lan wasn't really the chosen one. How could someone be so lucky all the time? But his emotions were constantly bombarding Wang Qianfeng's reason. Reason my ass. Think about what Wang Lan had discovered in the past 6 months. He was so lucky. He was so unscientific. Sitting in Hu Qing's car, they went straight to Jinghua Manor. Jinghua Manor was considered a high-end campus in Sioux City, which could be seen from the greenery in the community. In low-end communities, the distance between the buildings was relatively close. The sunlight would be blocked by a row of tall buildings in front. It was considered good if there was 6 hours of sunlight a day. The distance between the buildings in the Jinghua campus was at least 80 meters. Even if the buildings were side by side, the distance between them was at least 50 meters. Every building was surrounded by motorized and non-motorized vehicles. There were charging stations, car sheds, vending machines, and medicine boxes everywhere in the community. Hu Qing walked all the way. Her eyes scanned the community, and there was a faint look of yearning on her face. The average price of this community is more than 50,000 yuan, right? Hu Qing blinked and sighed softly. When the market opened, it was 55,000 yuan. It has been 4 years. Now it should be 70,000 to 80,000 yuan. You even investigated this? Hu Qing was curious. How could Wang Lan respond to her random exclamation? And Wang Lan wasn't just guessing. At least he knew the market opening price. When this community opened, my economic agent encouraged me to invest in 2 buildings here. I looked at it and felt that the income was a bit slow, so I gave up. 4 years and the income is half slow. How can you double your earnings every year? Hu Qing shut up. It was too hurtful. They entered the building and took the elevator to the 27th floor. After entering the elevator, the 2 men's expressions became serious. When the elevator opened, the 2 of them were on high alert. Unit 2706 was located on the west side of the house. The 2 of them came to the door. Hu Qing, can you sense if there's anyone in the house? Hu Qing's body immediately surged with a faint wave of star power, which was transmitted through the ground. Half a minute later, Hu Qing shook his head. No one. Unlock. The sound of a door being unlocked rang out, but it wasn't the door in front of Hu Qing. Instead, it was the door of a unit behind him that opened. A young girl wearing a white down jacket and cute rabbit earmuffs walked out of the house. The girl was shocked when she saw Wang Lan and Hu Qing. You are little teacher Cui? You live here? Hu Qing exclaimed in surprise. Eh? You're a student's parent? I'm Hu Qing, Hu Feifei's brother. My sister is in your class. Oh, I remember now. You're Feifei's brother who's a guard. Hello, nice to meet you. Here's the thing. We're on duty. This is my colleague. The resident of Unit 2706 is suspected of committing a serious crime, so I'm here to investigate. Do you know anything about this family? No, I've lived here for 3 years and I've never seen this family. Maybe they've never been here before. I'm afraid your investigation will be in vain. You've never seen them in 3 years? No, not even once. If there's nothing else, I'm going out. Little teacher Cui smiled cutely. Ah, sure. Hu Qing watched little teacher Cui enter the elevator. When the elevator doors closed, Hu Qing reluctantly withdrew his gaze. She's really pretty. If you want to pursue her, don't wait. There must be a lot of suitors. Haha, a poor guard like me can't even dream of a girl like her. You're a Takashi Hoshi. What are you afraid of? Takashi Hoshi don't have an advantage over ordinary people. Let's not talk anymore. Open the door first. Hu Qing pressed his hand on the lock. With a surge of astral power, the lock was destroyed. Since the invention of the lock, it had been used to guard against noblemen. If someone really wanted to open the lock, even a safe wouldn't be able to withstand brute force. The door opened. The room was dark. It was obvious that no one had been here for a long time. The sofa in the room was covered with dust covers. Did we really come for nothing? Wang Lan's heart skipped a beat. If the other party really hadn't stayed here, or if she hadn't been here for a long time, it would be difficult to take her hair for DNA testing. The houses in Jinghua Manor were all exquisitely renovated. They were only handed over to the owners after they were cleaned. The 2 stepped in. The floor was covered with a thin layer of dust. The 2 of them walked past, leaving a faint layer of footprints. I'll go to the bathroom and see if there's any hair missing, Hu Qing said. Okay. Wang Lan turned around and went to the kitchen. The kitchen utensils and stoves were all complete. The pots and bowls didn't look brand new. At least, they had been used before. In the huge kitchen, there was a vertical refrigerator and a horizontal freezer. Suddenly, Wang Lan noticed something unusual. The refrigerator was connected to the power source and was still running. Normally, if there was no one for a long time, the owner would turn off the power source. It wasn't just to save money on electricity. There were also safety considerations. Wang Lan opened the refrigerator. Suddenly, Wang Lan's face changed. It was filled with internal organs. Although it didn't fill the entire refrigerator, there were at least 5 or 6 livers and hearts. What kind of hardcore taste did Ma Xiaoxue have? He closed the refrigerator and opened the freezer. When the freezer was opened, Wang Lan's whole body felt unwell. The freezer was filled with dismembered people. There were arms, legs, and even ribs that were removed from the chest. Thinking of the internal organs in the refrigerator, Wang Lan's stomach suddenly turned. At this point, how could he not be sure that there was something wrong with Ma Xiaoxue? He picked up his phone and dialed Wang Qianfeng's number. "Hello, Wang Lan, did you find anything?" Wang Qianfeng on the other end of the phone couldn't wait to ask. "Wang Chu, I'm in the house of Ma Xiaoxue, Ma Bo's female bodyguard. Her refrigerator is filled with human organs. The freezer at home is filled with human hands and feet. She feeds on human beings." Wang Lan's Adam's apple kept moving as he spoke. Wang Lan had killed people before, but he treated people like food and stuffed them into the refrigerator. This scene made Wang Lan uncomfortable, especially the ones in the freezer. This was called human hooves, ribs, and F*ck, I can't take it anymore. Okay, I'll be right there. Hearing Wang Lan's phone call, Hu Qing, who was next door, came over. "What did you find? Why do you look so pale?" "The things in the freezer make me feel very uncomfortable." Hu Qing chuckled and reached out to open the freezer. "Don't look. They're all broken hands and feet. My talent is not as good as yours, and my strength may not be as good as yours, but I've been on the battlefield and killed people. It's just a small scene with broken hands and feet. Maybe I can find some clues." As he spoke, he opened the freezer. After just a glance, Hu Qing closed it again. "How is it? Did you find any clues?" "Wretch," Hu Qing suddenly retched in the sink. "Who said that just now? Small scene? What kind of freak is she? She might not be a freak. To demons, aren't we just food? Did you find anything over there?" "No, there's no hair in the bathroom. I just don't know if there's any in the room." "Let's go and take a look." After leaving the kitchen, the two of them pushed open the door of the room. This should be the guest room. The bed was also covered with a dust-proof cloth. After searching around, they found nothing, so they went to another room. The moment they opened the door, a fragrance wafted over. It was the smell of perfume, but it was very strong. In Jade State, very few people used this kind of perfume. It was usually used by Westerners. When they smelled the perfume, Wang Lan and Hu Qing's expressions changed almost at the same time. Hu Qing suddenly raised his head and stared into Wang Lan's eyes. The two of them looked at each other and had a deep conversation. "It's her? How could it be?" Hu Qing's face turned pale. Just now at the door, he smelled this kind of perfume on Miss Cui. Although the smell was not as strong, the fragrance was the same. "Oh no!" Wang Lan immediately rushed out of the room and came to the door. At this time, the elevator door opened. Wang Qianfeng and a group of brothers from the intelligence department rushed out of the elevator and met Wang Lan face to face. "Wang Chu! Wang Lan, where's the evidence?" "In the freezer in the kitchen. Just open it." As he spoke, he raised the flame knife and slashed at Miss Cui's door. The knife cut off the lock cleanly. Wang Lan gently pulled and the door opened. "What are you doing? Is there a problem with this house too?" "There should be a problem." Wang Lan walked into the house. This house was more lively than the one next door, and the house was full of belongings. Wang Lan turned on the light and went straight into the bedroom. On the desk in the bedroom, the desk lamp was still on. There was a stack of students' workbooks on the desk, and one of them was open. Just now, Miss Cui must have been grading homework and then suddenly went out. In the bedroom, the same fragrance as the one next door filled the whole space. "Who lives here?" Wang Qianfeng asked curiously behind Wang Lan. Su Shiyun and a group of brothers had already searched the house next door. Of course, they had seen the evidence that Wang Lan had pointed out. Ma Xiaoxue's problem was confirmed. Therefore, Wang Qianfeng immediately thought of Ma Bo. If there was a problem with Ma Xiaoxue, how could Ma Bo escape? If there was a problem with Ma Bo, then this guy was from Jiai Biotechnology and made demonic potions, Of course, it was obvious. In Ma Xiaoshue's room, Hu Qing and I smelled a kind of perfume. I've also smelled this scent on the head of this household. I hope it's not a coincidence, but it's coincidental that we just arrived here to investigate. She went out. If she and Ma Xiaoshue were together, she would have run away by now, right? Who is she? Cui Xiaolv, the homeroom teacher of Class 3, Grade 4 of Tongzhen Elementary School, Hu Qing said as she walked in from the door. Wang Qianfeng took out his phone and dialed a number. Connect to the communication center. Hello, this is Wang Qianfeng. Help me find the whereabouts of a person. Cui Xiaolv, a teacher of Tongzhen Elementary School. Yes, she lives in Jinghua Manor. While Wang Qianfeng was on the phone, Wang Lan had quickly rummaged through Cui Xiaolv's house. In the drawer of the desk, Wang Lan suddenly picked up a workbook, and his eyes showed that he was thinking. Lu Jia. Chapter 145. Wang Lan must have heard of the name Lu Jia. Moreover, there was a workbook as a search condition. In an instant, the image of a little girl appeared in Wang Lan's mind. Wang Chu, look. Workbook? Are there any clues about this? This child is called Lu Jia. Do you still remember Xin Yi Jia Yuan? At that time, Qin Jiaqing used the method of escaping, and the girl who was replaced by Qin Jiaqing was called Lu Jia. It seems that Cui Xiaolu is Lu Jia's teacher, and the students in her class are all, suddenly, Wang Lan's back was soaked in sweat. A sense of horror that he had never experienced before instantly filled Wang Lan's internal organs. Cui Xiaolu was not only Lu Jia's teacher, but also Song Jia's teacher. Hu Qing, who was behind him, was also so scared that her face turned pale. If Wang Lan had not seen through Cui Xiaolu's identity today, Hu Feifei would have been in danger, right? Wang Qianfeng's hand that was holding the chair suddenly exerted force. With a crisp sound, the chair's handle shattered. Damn demons, so ruthless, so vicious. Ding ding dang, ding ding dang, Wang Qianfeng's phone rang. Hello, it's me. Chief Wang Chu, the Cui Xiaolu you mentioned just bought a high-speed train to Sioux City, but I just tracked the high-speed train, and she didn't take that train. We tracked her through the surveillance cameras, but we also lost track of her. She has anti-reconnaissance ability. May I ask how dangerous she is? Should we conduct a comprehensive search? A comprehensive search meant that it was not just a search within the authority of the Heavenly Sword Bureau, but also through all aspects of surveillance, shopping malls, store surveillance, and so on. As long as there were cameras, they would all gather together to search, and it required the cooperation of multiple departments. A comprehensive search. She is a hidden demon's spy. Coming out of Cui Xiaolu's house, Su Shiyun was also done. Su Shiyun's complexion didn't look too good. No, to be precise, all the brothers' complexions didn't look too good. They could accept demons killing people, and they could also accept their compatriots being killed. However, they could not accept their compatriots being treated as food and placed in the fridge as food that could be eaten whenever they wanted. Reporting to Wang Chu, everything has been sorted out. Bring it back for identification, Wang Qianfeng said as he took out his phone again. Li Weixin, are you ready? Old Wang, why are you so serious? I've already prepared it. Arrest him. Do you have the evidence? Cut the crap. Capture him, especially his female bodyguard. We can't let her go. Good, good. Why are you so angry? On the other end of the phone, Li Weixin smiled as he hung up the phone. The moment he hung up, his face darkened. Do it. Arrest him. Director, does the intelligence department have any evidence? If we catch Ma Bo, it'll be a hornet's nest. If he didn't see something that made Wang Qianfeng so angry, he wouldn't talk to me like that. Arrest him. Even if we catch the wrong person, he'll be the scapegoat. Remember, Ma Bo's female bodyguard, Ma Xiaoxue, must be arrested. Following Wang Qianfeng back to the Heavenly Sword Bureau, the analysis team was already busy. Perhaps it was because they were in this line of work that they were more receptive than the intelligence department. They calmly classified and sampled the arms and legs. Not long after Wang Lan returned, Li Weixin also returned. So fast? Did you encounter any trouble? As soon as Li Weixin came in, Wang Qianfeng hurriedly asked. They were very cooperative, but we only caught Ma Bo. His female bodyguard said she took leave and didn't come to work. Nonsense. I saw her on the news when the new Life 1 drug was released today. But we searched everywhere. She wasn't there. Take him to the interrogation room. Wang Lan wanted to go to the interrogation room to listen in, but his phone rang. Song Jia was awake and clamoring for his brother and mother. His brothers couldn't comfort him. Wang Lan thought about it. Today's matter was basically settled successfully. There were already clues, and he couldn't help much even if he stayed. He said goodbye to Wang Qianfeng and left. He asked for a car and drove back to Xiangting Bay. As soon as he entered the door, Song Jia pounced on Wang Lan like a koala bear. Brother, I thought you didn't want me. Sob. Mom is gone, brother is gone too. I'm so scared. Brother went to catch the bad guy. Once you catch the bad guy, Auntie will be safe. She can go home. Didn't I leave you a note? I. Song Jia buried his head in Wang Lan's shoulder. Did you catch the bad guy? Almost, but the bad guy can't escape. Brother has many friends, not just one. We have so many people to catch the bad guy. We'll definitely catch him. Oh, by the way, Jia, do you know someone called Lu Jia? Lu Jia? Song Jia raised his head and frowned. I don't think so. What about Teacher Chui? Do you know who she is close to? Do they often talk in private? Talk in private? No. She's close to the students in Class 7. Teacher Chui just became our class teacher this semester. Before that, she was always in charge of Class 7. Class 7? Is Lu Jia from Class 7? I just transferred this semester. How would I know? Brother, why are you suddenly asking about Teacher Chui? Song Jia raised his head and stared at Wang Lan with his small eyes. No, you went to catch the bad guy today, and now you're so concerned about Teacher Chui. Is the bad guy you're talking about Teacher Chui? Wang Lan looked at Song Jia in surprise. This little girl's IQ was still online sometimes. Then, Wang Lan carefully sent a stream of star power into Song Jia's body. Although Wang Lan believed that the Song Jia in front of him was still his Song Jia. But when he learned that Chui Xiaolu was a spy for the demons and was Song Jia's class teacher, Wang Lan's heart had been hanging in the air. There was another way to identify whether one was a demon's or not. That was to use star power to test. Ordinary people would not react to star power, and star power belonged to different people. When someone else's star power invaded another Takashi Hoshi's body, it would naturally produce a xenophobic reaction. If Song Jia had awakened the Takashi Hoshi's talent, or if there were demons lurking in his body, he would automatically resist when Wang Lan's star power invaded his body. Just like foreign bacteria and viruses would be attacked by white blood cells. This method only worked on people who were not Takashi Hoshi. Brother, what's going on? My body suddenly feels so hot. Did you drug me? Wang Lan decisively threw this girl on the sofa. He simply could not bear it. Ha ha. I'm just kidding. Are you angry? I really wonder if there's something wrong with your school's education. What's in your head at such a young age? Blame me? Why don't you look at the TV series now? Just click on any one and they don't have that kind of stuff. By the way, what was that hot thing you just sent into my body? Is that the star power of Takashi Hoshi? Yes. I'm of the fire attribute, so it's hot. If Sister Sinew sent star power, I'm sure you'll be frozen. Then what's your purpose in doing this? I'm not telling you. Wang Lan did not explain. It was not good for Song Jia to know too much. At least, Wang Lan was relieved that she was fine. Originally, Wang Lan wanted to let Song Jia sleep for a while, but Song Jia did not want to. Wang Lan could only accompany her to chat and watch TV. At this moment, the Heavenly Sword Bureau was in an uproar. Countless citizens and news reporters gathered outside the Heavenly Sword Bureau, demanding an explanation from the Heavenly Sword Bureau. The arrest of Ma Bo this time was like poking a hornet's nest, and this hornet's nest had spread to the entire country and even the entire world overnight. The appearance of Life One shocked the entire country. Internationally and nationally, just as they were about to give Ma Bo an award or something, the Heavenly Sword Bureau arrested him that very night. Moreover, there was not even a reason. Of course, the citizens did not agree. Of course, the reporters were on steroid. At this moment, the Heavenly Sword Bureau's phone was ringing from upstairs to downstairs. Dear citizens and friends from the media, this is confidential and I cannot disclose it. Please cooperate and disperse as soon as possible. The Heavenly Sword Bureau first arrested Dr. Wang Qi from Jiai Biotechnology, and now they have arrested Dr. Ma Bo from Senma Pharmaceutical. May I ask if they have broken any laws? That's right. Jiai Biotechnology made an announcement before the new year that they had made a breakthrough in human genetic diseases. The results will be announced after the new year. Before they could announce it, they were arrested by you. Then, Ma Bo's Life One was released today, and he was arrested by you. May I ask if you want to eliminate everything that can eliminate cancer and let cancer continue to threaten our lives? This question was heart-wrenching. The spokesperson's sharp gaze shot to the middle-aged female reporter who asked the question. Madam, please watch your words. We have received accurate information that the two outstanding doctors have been targeted by the demons. The ones who want the disease to continue to threaten our lives are not us, but the demons. We brought them into the Heavenly Sword Bureau to protect them. All the actions of the Heavenly Sword Bureau are confidential, so don't delve into it. If the matter is resolved, we will naturally announce the details. Please disperse now. If you are unwilling to cooperate, we will forcibly evacuate you. In the Heavenly Sword Bureau's high-level meeting room, Lu Zhao's expression was very ugly. Of course, he did not blame Wang Qianfeng's actions today. Wang Qianfeng's actions were approved by him. Although he knew that there would be public pressure to arrest Ma Bo, he did not expect the pressure to be so great. And it was not only pressure from the public, but also from the government and other places. Cancer. A drug that could cure cancer. As long as one was alive, who would not be excited? Everyone was afraid of death. It was not only cancer patients who would jump, but people who were afraid of death would jump. For a long time, the Heavenly Sword Bureau did not need to explain its actions to anyone. Other than the Ministry of Defense and the number one official, he could say no comment to anyone. However, this night allowed Lu Zhao to see a different level of power. It was so powerful. A phone. Introduce it to everyone. The cause of this matter was a problem with Jiai Biotechnology's clinical trial. The 5 patients who received the treatment all showed signs of partial demonization. On the other hand, the sample that Jiai Biotechnology submitted to the Drug Control Bureau was 90% similar to the molecular formula of the demonized drug we obtained. But I quickly ruled out the suspicion of Jiai Biotechnology because the 10% difference was the gene of demons. In other words, the demonized drug and the life drug were made using the same method. The difference was that the life drug was made by editing the genetic code of human health. The demonized drug was mixed with the gene of demons to achieve the goal of invading our human race. Therefore, we arrested the creator of the life drug, Ms. Wang Qi, and obtained a clue from her. To make the life drug, one must know the human genetic code formula. And this formula was only known to her and her late lover, Song Zifeng. So we guessed that the person who made the demonized drug was her late lover, Song Zifeng, and made a bait plan. But before this plan could be implemented, it was rejected by someone. Not only did he reject it, but he also found the truth in one night. The truth. Yes, in my opinion, this is the truth. That person is Wang Lan again? Lu Zhao's expression this time could be used as an emoji pack. Chapter 146. Although Wang Qianfeng had reported to Lu Zhao on the phone before, the report was very brief. Wang Qianfeng only reported the most important part. Ma Bo's niece and bodyguard was a demon's, and he had many human corpses in his freezer. Ma Bo and the female bodyguard were together all the time, so Lu Zhao ordered the arrest even though he knew there would be pressure. Lu Zhao, on the other hand, hoped that Ma Bo was innocent. A great scientist betraying mankind would be a great loss to mankind. But now, looking at Wang Qianfeng's expression, Lu Zhao suddenly felt that things were much less than he had expected. Yes, Wang Lan's conjecture was different from my conjecture, and it was more logical than my conjecture. He believed that the one who made the demonic medicine was not Song Zifeng, but Ma Bo. Ma Bo was Song Zifeng and Wang Qi's teacher, and he had the opportunity to come into contact with the genetic coding formula. Ma Bo's Life 1 and Wang Qi's Life Potion were natural competitors. Moreover, the Life Potion was one field ahead of Life 1. If the Life Potion and Life 1 were to be released at the same time, Life 1 would be out of the competition. So, Ma Bo visited Wang Qi's house on the afternoon of New Year's Eve, and was willing to exchange Senma Pharmaceuticals' value for 50% of Jiai Biotechnology's shares. His purpose was to obtain the manufacturing technology of the Life Potion. Wait, Li Weixin suddenly raised his hand. Didn't you say that the demonic medicine was made by Ma Bo? The Life Potion and the demonic medicine are made using the same method. Isn't what you're saying contradictory? It's not contradictory. Ma Bo had to fit his persona. Only Song Zifeng and Wang Qi knew about the genetic coding formula, and he didn't. At least, he could make others think that he didn't know. If someone doubted him, this would be used as evidence that Ma Bo wasn't the one who made the demonic medicine. However, Wang Lan's investigation overturned the conclusion that Ma Bo didn't know about the genetic coding formula. First of all, the next day, Jiai Biotechnology's experiment was exposed, and the timing was very coincidental. After that, Life 1 was released after Wang Qi's arrest. On the superintendent's side, another clue was discovered. The ex-wife and daughter of a researcher in Jiai Biotechnology were kidnapped by a gang of underworld forces. The kidnapper was their primary target this time, Crow. Crow had already received confirmation that he was directly related to the enchanted elixir. On the other hand, Crow threatened Jiai Biotechnology's researchers to frame Jiai Biotechnology, which also allowed Senma Pharmaceutical to profit from it. They must have some kind of relationship. In addition, Wang Lan used this as a basis to verify his conjecture. He found evidence that Ma Bo's female bodyguard was a demon in her house. With this as a basis, he could basically confirm that Ma Bo had the support of demons. Ma Bo was able to start from scratch and establish Senma Pharmaceutical in 10 years. This was a business miracle, but at the same time, was it also because of the secret support? Otherwise, how could a man over 70 years old accomplish such a great undertaking in 12 years? In today's pharmaceutical industry, there were no blank spaces. Without a combination of economic strength and technological strength, it was impossible to open up new territory. We are now gathering the clues, and there will be new breakthroughs in the future. After listening to Wang Qianfeng's report, the faces of the various directors, including Lu Zhao, showed some confusion. The content of Wang Qianfeng's words was not that incredible. It was completely a set of deductive logic. However, the meaning behind this matter was completely different. What was the National Heavenly Sword Bureau's first task now? What was the Ministry of National Defense's most concerned about? The origin of the enchanted Takashi Hoshi and the source of the enchanted elixir. They found it just like that? The first day of the new year, was so unexpected? This was the so-called good start. Even the best start couldn't be better than this, right? Ha ha ha! Lu Zhao suddenly chuckled. At this time, I suddenly remembered a sentence that my granddaughter often complains about. You never know which will come first, an accident or tomorrow. To me, I really don't know which will come first, a surprise or tomorrow. The last time Wang Lan's commendation order was still at the headquarters in Jin City, and he asked me when it would be issued. At that time, I was still wondering why there was only one Black Moon medal. Now it seems that they have to suppress it again. Wang Lan's meritorious service speed is too fast. The speed of the reward can't keep up with the speed of his meritorious service. Ha ha ha! Light laughter rang out in the conference room. Then, Director, the pressure on us. I'll report directly to the Ministry of National Defense later. After this afternoon, there won't be any pressure. This battle is awesome. At dawn, Song Jia fell asleep in Wang Lan's arms. Wang Lan carried Song Jia back to the room again. Song Jia could sleep, but he couldn't for the time being. He got out of bed and drove to the Heavenly Sword Bureau. Ding dong. A message popped up on his phone. It was from CSCC. Wang Lan, I heard that something happened to your aunt? Is it serious? I'm very worried about you. Wang Lan smiled and told Xiao AI to reply that everything was under control and that it was fine. Beep beep, Su Xianwen called. Lan Zi, do you need help? As soon as the call connected, Su Xiangwen's voice came from the other end of the line. No need, it's nothing. Don't be polite with me. I don't have other abilities, but I have some confidence in making silent disasters speak. Gong Feiyu too. I'm with him. It's really nothing. If you don't believe me, you can ask Xinyu. She knows that things aren't what you think. My aunt is just being protected. Oh, it's nothing? If there's nothing else, I'm hanging up. The incident happened yesterday, and the news only began to spread this morning. Su Xianwen and the others came to show concern for Wang Lan early in the morning. They didn't become brothers for nothing. If it were a plastic brother, he would have cut ties with them long ago. Being caught by the Heavenly Sword Bureau was definitely not a small matter. When he arrived at the Heavenly Sword Bureau, the people who came to seek an explanation were already gone. On the second day of the new year, the entire Heavenly Sword Bureau was very busy. Report. Come in. In Wang Qianfeng's office, there were 3 people reporting on work. You're here. Let's listen together. Yes. Wang Lan stood straight at the side. Wang Chu, the body parts we brought back have been tested. They were all missing people in the past year. Some of them didn't even report missing. Perhaps their relatives didn't even know that something had happened to them. Among them, we found one of Lu Jia's legs. From the test results, Lu Jia was killed in the first half of the year before last, or at the latest in May. Based on this, we can speculate that Lu Jia, who was still in school for more than a year, had already become a shell of the demons. From this, we can speculate that a demon's spy, or a high-level demon's spy, has at least 2 hidden identities. They can be interchangeable. Moreover, we also found a diary in Lu Jia's house. The last entry in the diary was on May 5, 1717. Where is the diary? It's here. The other person carefully placed a diary wrapped in tree bark on Wang Qianfeng's desk. Report, we interrogated Ma Bo last night, but he was very uncooperative and said that he didn't know anything. Especially when we said that his bodyguard cum niece was a demon's spy. His expression was very surprised, as if he really didn't know. You think he didn't know? No, I think he definitely knew. But his identity is special, so we can't torture him. After that, the interrogation came to a standstill. He only said that he refused to answer any questions before his lawyer arrived. Ridiculous. Lawyer. Does he think this is a police station? But if we can't torture him, the interrogation can't continue. What about the spiritual imprint? Ma Bo is already 80 years old. His cerebellum is already showing signs of atrophy. The spiritual imprint will cause irreversible damage to his brain. If we find the truth, it's fine, but if we don't dare to take the risk. As for the spiritual imprint, Major Wu also said that it's better to wait until we have more evidence and are more certain before carrying out the spiritual imprint. This situation is too risky. Report Wang Chu. We've searched the entire Senma Pharmaceutical Company, including its related subsidiaries, OEM companies, and even companies that have cooperated with them. We didn't find any signs of Demon Gene's manufacturing. There wasn't even any equipment. Wang Chu brothers. Wang Lan suddenly opened his mouth and said, I remember Auntie telling me that the equipment required for the experiment of the life medicine is very high. The requirements for the manufacturing equipment are also very high. My auntie's company's equipment is imported from overseas. Can we start from there? Hearing Wang Lan's words, the three men's eyes immediately lit up. Yes, thank you, Lieutenant Wang. This kind of cutting-edge equipment is definitely very rare. We'll go back and investigate. Okay. You guys can go out and continue investigating. After the three men left, Wang Qianfeng smiled at Wang Lan. Have a seat. You've done well this time. Wang Chu, you flatter me. I'm just doing my duty. Wang Chu, can you let me see that diary? Take it. Wang Lan took the diary and opened it. Lu Jia's handwriting was very beautiful. It was impossible to tell that the person who wrote these words was actually a child who was only in 2nd grade at the time, not even in 3rd grade. Obviously, Lu Jia's parents were very attentive to the child's education. At the very least, she had learned calligraphy for many years. Wang Lan flipped from the last page of the diary. The important clues were definitely only in the last few pages. The biggest regret of this case is that Ma Xiaoxue and Cui Xiaolu, who you found, were not caught. If we had caught them, this case wouldn't have been so troublesome. We used all the power we could, but these two people seem to have disappeared into thin air. They might have returned to their hidden nest. Wang Qianfeng sighed and said to himself, I met Cui Xiaolu face to face at that time, but I wasn't vigilant at that time. Now that I think about it, I was indeed a little careless. At that time, I should have let Cui Xiaolu stay to assist in the investigation. I think if I said such a word at that time, Cui Xiaolu might have been exposed on the spot. You can't be blamed for this. Under such circumstances, who would suspect Cui Xiaolu for no reason? We are not immortals and we can't predict. Suddenly, Wang Lan stopped flipping through the diary. His brows furrowed tightly. What's wrong? Did you find something again? Wang Qianfeng suddenly stared at Wang Lan's face nervously. Perhaps since yesterday, Wang Lan had also undergone a transformation in Wang Qianfeng's heart. In the past, Wang Lan was still a junior and subordinate in Wang Qianfeng's heart. It was just that this junior was a little lucky and had made a lot of contributions, but after yesterday, Wang Qianfeng suddenly realized that he had underestimated Wang Lan. It seemed to be good luck, but it was not completely good luck. Wang Lan could always find details that they did not find, and details were often destined to succeed or fail. Director Wang, take a look. There seems to be something in this diary. Chapter 147. Something? What is it? Wang Qianfeng took it and looked at it. After a quick glance, he looked at Wang Lan in confusion. Her parents found a tutor for her. It's just a child complaining. Wang Chu, look at this sentence. Why does my mother always compare me with Zhang Jishi? She said that her grades are improving very quickly and that she will find me a tutor. In the future, I have to go to the tutor's house after school. I can't play or watch TV anymore. I'm so sad, so sad. This is the 4th last entry of the diary. Can I assume that she was killed on the 3rd or 4th day after she went to the tutoring class? Something like that. Wang Qianfeng was reminded by Wang Lan, and his mind instantly became active. You mean, the tutor is probably Cui Xiaolu? Lu Jia was killed by Cui Xiaolu because she went to the tutoring class? Yes. Then there is something here. Lu Jia's parents like to compare her with Zhang Jishi. Generally speaking, Lu Jia and Zhang Jishi's grades may not be much different. Moreover, their parents compare them. Normally, they should be related. Then, Zhang Jishi's academic performance is improving. Logically speaking, who would Lu Jia's parents choose for their child? They will definitely ask Zhang Jishi's parents why their child's grades have improved so much recently. Then, Wang Qianfeng's eyes suddenly flashed. This Zhang Jishi may be the same as Lu Jia. Yes, check it out. There is a 4th grade student named Zhang Jishi in Tongzhen Elementary School. Wang Qianfeng immediately made a phone call and ordered his men to check it out. Wang Chu, can I see Auntie? I was wondering how long you could hold it in. You finally know how to speak. You found out about this matter. Go and tell her. She should be very happy to know all this. She did not trust the wrong person back then. Yes. After getting the address from Wang Qianfeng, Wang Lan walked to the Heavenly Sword Bureau's internal dormitory. He walked along the stairs to the 3rd floor. On the balcony of the 3rd floor, Li Gu, dressed in casual clothes, was leaning against the balcony and smoking quietly. In the past, Wang Lan's impression of Li Gu was that he was pretentious, which made Wang Lan dislike this person. A man should not be bothered by trifles and should be straightforward. Her shyness and pretentiousness made people feel uncomfortable. But when he found out that Li Gu was actually a woman, Wang Lan was relieved. No matter how well a woman pretended to be a man, she would still reveal her true nature. Wasn't it reasonable for women to be pretentious? No matter how masculine a woman was, it was impossible for her to be as straightforward as a man. Li Gu still had short hair and 2 thick and long sword-like eyebrows. Under the high bridge of his nose, there were 2 big and bright eyes. From a man's point of view, Li Ji's appearance was somewhat feminine. From a woman's point of view, she should be more masculine than other women. Li Gu held his collar with one hand, raised his head slightly, and exhaled a puff of smoke into the sky. Maybe he didn't want to get the smoke smell on his clothes. Have you never seen someone smoke before? Li Ji's faint voice sounded. There was no trace of a woman's voice in his voice. I just didn't expect you to smoke. Is it strange that I smoke? Li Gu put out the cigarette in his hand and asked faintly. You're a clean freak and a very self-disciplined person. You shouldn't have tried the feeling of smoking. Also, you're a woman. Smoking can make me more like a man. Although I later found out that it wasn't a good way, I couldn't quit when I found out. Are you here to see Madame Wang Qi? Yes. Is it convenient for her now? Convenient. It's very convenient. Li Ji's expression was a bit strange. What's wrong? My aunt is very easy to get along with. But she often asks me some questions. I feel that not many people in the world can understand these questions, let alone answer them. I finally understand why you moved out on your own so early. When I'm with her, I feel like I'm retarded. I've never felt this way. Wang Lan smiled and opened the door. Aunt, I'm here to see you. Aunt sat cross-legged on the sofa and was quickly writing something on a piece of paper. Hearing Wang Lan's voice, Aunt didn't even raise her head and quickly wrote on the paper. Booyah, done. 43 seconds. Aunt shouted happily and raised the Sudoku watch in her hand to show off to Wang Lan. A 10 by 10 Sudoku? Aunt's knife is still young. Of course. Come, Lan, come here. Wang Lan moved in front of Aunt. Sit. Wang Lan sat down obediently. Come closer. Wang Lan suddenly had an ominous premonition, but she still obediently sat beside her aunt. Aunt reached out her hand and gently stroked Wang Lan's cheek. Suddenly, she pulled Wang Lan's ear. Ouch, 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 hurts? You've grown up, haven't you? Not only do you act first and report later, but you've also learned to act first and not report later? Joining the Heavenly Sword Bureau is such a big thing, and you haven't said a word to me for half a year? Do you think that you've grown up and I can't control you anymore? No, listen to me. I'm just a name, and I don't have a position. My priority is still to study. I'm just preparing for work in advance. When I graduate from university and join the workforce, I won't have to look for a job like others. Ant couldn't bear to pull Wang Lan's ear and quickly let go. Do you think I'm that easy to fool? You're the first person who can describe joining the Heavenly Sword Bureau as looking for a job. Although the position is a little special, it's basically the same. You're just in name. Of course. You can ask Wang Chu if you don't believe me. I don't even have a position in the Heavenly Sword Bureau. Is that so? Then why do you have a military rank? I'm just a little lieutenant, not worth mentioning. Li Gu, who had just finished smoking a cigarette at the door, stopped in his tracks and his hands trembled slightly. He should be the little lieutenant that Wang Lan said wasn't worth mentioning, right? A lieutenant in the Heavenly Sword Bureau is different from a lieutenant in the army. The value of a lieutenant is completely different. You've been promoted to lieutenant in half a year. Why don't I believe it? There's something you don't believe even more. Wang Lan sat cross-legged on the sofa and looked at Wang Qi with a smile. Aunt, I think I've found out who made the demonic medicine. Wang Qi's smile disappeared. She looked at Wang Lan coldly. Mabo? Aunt, you guessed it? Then why were you so sure before? I was sure because I believed that other than Zifeng and me, no one else knew about the genetic coding formula. But if there had to be a third person who knew, it could only be Ma Bo. If that's the case, Zifeng's death wasn't an accident. Why are you so sure that Ma Bo didn't learn about it from Uncle? I know Zifeng. He wouldn't tell anyone except me about the formula. Ma Bo must have used a spiritual imprint to dig into Zifeng's brain. Therefore, Zifeng's death in the experiment was also fake. He was killed by Ma Bo. At this point, a chilling murderous intent appeared on his aunt's face. If the conditions were right at this time, Wang Lan felt that his aunt would have cut Ma Bo into pieces. Didn't you find anything suspicious about what happened back then? His aunt shook her head. No, I investigated very clearly and didn't find anything suspicious. Fortunately, Zifeng didn't betray the human race. The stone in my heart has been lifted. How can the person I've chosen be a weakling? When can I leave? Maybe when the dust settles. I think it won't be long. At this moment, Wang Lan's phone suddenly rang. Seeing that it was Wang Qianfeng, Wang Lan hurriedly stood up to answer. Wang Lan, come over. Your guess might be right. Yes. Auntie, Director Wang asked me to go over. You don't have to be courteous with them here. Just treat this as your own home. If you have any requests, feel free to ask. Especially that guy outside. He owes me 2 lives. You can order him around. With that, Wang Lan hurriedly left the room and ran away. Li Gu, who was standing at the door, couldn't stop the corners of his mouth from twitching. You really don't treat yourself as an outsider. I'm the Chu family's, forget it. Li Gu let out a long breath and opened the door to enter Wang Qi's room again. In Wang Qianfeng's office, Su Shiyun, Li Weixin, and the others were all present. Reporting in. Come in. Wang Qianfeng's face was flushed. Wang Lan just found something in Lu Jia's diary. After I ordered someone to verify it, I learned that Zhang Jishi is actually Ma Bo's granddaughter. But for some reason, Ma Bo divorced his wife 12 years ago. Then, Ma Bo's son and his mother stayed in the capital. Ma Bo came to Sioux City alone. Ma Bo's granddaughter didn't follow her father's surname Ma, but Zhang. 3 years ago, Ma Bo's son came to Sioux City to develop, but he didn't have any contact with Ma Bo. Ma Bo's ex-wife also passed away 7 years ago. We previously investigated the outflow of funds from Senma Pharmaceutical and didn't find anything unusual. Because Ma Bo sent at least 10 million yuan to his son every year, he persisted for many years. It's natural for a father to send money to his son, so this clue didn't alert us. But from Zhang Jishi's point of view, Ma Bo's son isn't really innocent. And just now, we checked the bank account of Ma Bo's son, Ma Xiangru. Ma Xiangru has been doing venture capital business for the past few years. In 3 years, he spent almost 80 million yuan and invested in 100 companies. But 80% of these companies disappeared quickly, but Ma Xiangru was still happy. We found that those venture capital companies are all using the same method. We can conclude that there's a team behind them. But because the other party used a lot of overseas springboards, it's difficult to trace the source. But we can be sure that Ma Xiangru provided funds to the demons through venture capital. Senma Pharmaceutical has also been providing funds to the demons. This is great, a family with 5 professors, the father and son are traders. Then what are we waiting for? Let's take control of Ma Xiangru. Li Weixin stood up and smiled faintly. Li Chu, Wang Chu, do you think Ma Xiaoxue and Cui Zilv are hiding in Ma Xiangru's house? Wang Lan suddenly said. It's possible. Wang Qianfeng said in a low voice. This time, the Operations Department and the Intelligence Department worked together. Chapter 148. The Heavenly Sword Bureau attached great importance to this operation. 15 cars whizzed toward the target, Heavenly Grand Garden. Wang Lan sat in the back and casually glanced at Li Gu, who was sitting upright and seemed uncomfortable. Unfortunately, there were 5 people in the car. Li Gu, Su Shiyun, and Wang Lan all sat in the back. Li Gu was sandwiched between Wang Lan and Su Shiyun, and the atmosphere was particularly awkward. Why are you looking at me? Li Gu couldn't stand Wang Lan's probing gaze and said emotionlessly. If you participate in the operation, who will protect my aunt? What danger is your aunt in the Heavenly Sword Bureau's internal dormitory in danger? It's better to be safe than sorry. There is no absolutely safe place in the world. Generally speaking, when you think it's safe, it might be in danger. Xing Xiaoma is protecting Ms. Wang Qi. Is there anything else you're worried about? Seeing that Wang Lan was about to ramble on, Li Gu stopped her with one sentence. Nothing else. Wang Lan decisively turned his head away. She's the treasure of the operations department. She can put aside her mission and participate in the operation. Poor Xiaoma, who works from dawn to dusk in the operations department, risked her life for so many years to be promoted to captain. She can only watch when there's an operation. That's why it's good to have strength and background. No one will think you're mute if you don't talk. You're angry because I'm right? Didn't I risk my life? Didn't I do it conscientiously? True, you almost lost your life because of the operation. You did risk your life. I say, can the two of you stop arguing? Wang Lan saw that the two were getting more and more aggressive. He quickly tried to calm them down. What are you guys arguing about? If you can fight, don't argue. Tisk, if it weren't for the Heavenly Sword Bureau's discipline, do you think I would have endured until now? Once the operation is complete, I'll accompany you anytime. Let's talk about it when you're able to stand. Don't ask our little mascot to extend your life again. Wang Lan covered his ears silently. When he arrived at Grand Heaven's Garden, he drove straight to Ma Xiangru's house. Heavenly Grand Garden was a comprehensive community. There were villas in the front row and residential buildings in the back row. Behind them, there was a 30-story skyscraper design. The distinct staircase symbolized the extremely realistic gap between the rich and the poor. Ma Xiangru's house was naturally located in a villa district. When the Heavenly Sword Bureau arrived, Ma Xiangru's family seemed to be having dinner at home. 50 Heavenly Sword Bureau soldiers in military uniforms jumped out of the car and surrounded the villa in an instant. Enchantment seal. Eh? Who are you people? What do you want? A middle-aged man opened the door a crack and shouted. Heavenly Sword Bureau, bang! With a crisp sound, the door of the villa was firmly shut. Hey, you have a temper? Su Shiyun's teasing came from the crowd behind him. I'll do it! As soon as he finished speaking, a bolt of lightning instantly rushed to the door. Boom! With a loud bang, the door flew backward. With Wang Qianfeng and Li Weixin leading the charge, more than 10 people rushed into Ma Xiangru's house. Inside the house, Ma Xiangru, his wife, and the little girl, Zhang Jishi, were huddled in a corner and trembling. Search! In an instant, the Heavenly Sword Bureau soldiers rushed into every corner of the villa like hungry wolves and tigers. Wang Qianfeng looked at Ma Xiangru with a smile. "Mr. Ma, I'm sorry to disturb you. I'm Wang Qianfeng, the head of the Heavenly Sword Bureau's intelligence department. There's a case regarding the demon's spy, and we need you to cooperate with our investigation." "What demon's spy? I don't know. You arrested my father yesterday, and now you're not even letting me go. What's the meaning of this Heavenly Sword Bureau? You don't allow cancer drugs to be released? You are helping those people who suck the blood and bones of the patients. You are helping the tyrants. Don't make yourself sound so noble. The Heavenly Sword Bureau never does things for no reason." Li Weixin snorted disdainfully. "Reporting, no. Reporting, no here either. Reporting, no discovery." As the reports rang out, the atmosphere in the villa became more and more oppressive, reaching the freezing point. Wang Lan stood beside Wang Qianfeng, but his eyes were fixed on the little girl in the arms of Ma Xiangru's wife. Zhang Jixi looked very scared, but she didn't face her mother and buried her face in her mother's arms. Instead, she kept glancing at Wang Lan and the other Heavenly Sword Bureau members. If there were no children in the house, they might not have noticed this abnormality. But Wang Lan realized that this was not the reaction of an 11-year-old child when she was scared. Especially when the little girl's eyes swept across the sofa more than once. "Head Wang Chu, what are you looking for? I don't have what you want in my house, please leave." "It seems that Mr. Ma doesn't understand the situation you're in." Wang Qianfeng smiled faintly. "Asking you to cooperate with the investigation is just a polite way of saying, if you don't cooperate, you'll be arrested." "Why are you arresting me? What crime have I committed? Participating in the demon's espionage operation, is this enough? Take him away." 6 Heavenly Sword Bureau members immediately rushed forward and subdued Ma Xiangru. "Wait, even if you want to arrest me, it has nothing to do with my wife. My daughter is only 11 years old, it has nothing to do with her. I haven't even asked what's going on and you're already exonerating your wife and daughter. No matter what, it has nothing to do with them." At this time, Wang Lan moved. He slowly came to the sofa. While the members were arresting him, the little girl's eyes swept across the sofa again. This time, Wang Lan was sure that there was something on the sofa. Wang Lan picked up a piece of clothing, under which there was a tablet. Wang Lan slowly picked up the tablet. Instantly, there was a scream behind him. "Don't touch my stuff." The moment the scream was heard, Zhang Jixi broke free from her mother's arms and rushed toward Wang Lan. In an instant, a strong sense of danger hit him. Almost instinctively, Wang Lan activated his phoenix form. Boom! A terrifying wave of astral power swept across. When she was less than 2 meters away from Wang Lan, the little girl instantly transformed into a 2-meter-tall demon. With a punch, she blasted toward Wang Lan's back with a force that could destroy heaven and earth. In that instant, Wang Lan leaned slightly to the side and punched out with his threefold 1-inch punch towards the attack behind him. Boom! Waves of air rolled, and a ripple exploded with Wang Lan and the demon as the center. The surrounding furniture shattered under the astral power. Crack! The bones in Wang Lan's hand cracked again, and the demon's entire arm shattered under Wang Lan's punch. Wang Lan instantly turned into a stream of light and flew into the crowd. All of this happened in a single second. Although this scene was unexpected, it was within reason. Therefore, Wang Qianfeng, Li Weixin, and the other experts of the Heavenly Sword Bureau instantly switched to battle mode. Astral power surged and stars filled the sky. 2 of them were in the galaxy state while the rest were nebula. There were as many as 7 or 8 peak nebula. No more pretending, it's time to lay all our cards on the table. Ma Xiangru and his wife instantly swelled and completed their transformation. 3 2-meter-tall demons appeared in the crowd's encirclement. At this moment, all explanations were useless. The Heavenly Sword Bureau is indeed extraordinary. The demon who first attacked Wang Lan said as an arm regrew from where it had been severed. You're actually not Zhang Jishi. You should be teacher Cui Xiaolu, right? Wang Lan walked out of the crowd, his body burning with bright red blood. And this Madame Ma is not only Madame Ma, but also Madame Ma Xiaoxue. 3 years ago, Ma Xiangru didn't even come to Su City. Wang Chu do it. I'm in a hurry. The moment he finished speaking, Wang Lan turned into a bolt of lightning and bombarded the demon opposite him. Last time, Wang Lan had killed a high-level demon in an instant, but that was because the demon's strength had been greatly reduced and had long fallen. This time, Wang Lan needed to kill a high-level demon with full strength in a limited amount of time. After exchanging blows, Wang Lan realized that the demon's strength was not just for show. In the phoenix form, Wang Lan's speed and strength had reached a terrifying level. He dared to say that in terms of pure speed and strength, the current Wang Lan was several streets ahead of Wang Qianfeng. However, the demon opposite him could easily keep up with Wang Lan's speed. With a punch and a kick, he was actually on par with Wang Lan. The moment Wang Lan attacked, Li Weixin and Wang Qianfeng also rushed up. The battle between the 6 Galaxy Realm experts caused the entire villa to explode from the terrifying astral power. An extremely oppressive pressure exploded in an instant, and the entire villa seemed to have been erased and disappeared. If it weren't for the barrier outside, this explosion would have caused the entire neighborhood to tremble. Boom, boom, boom. Wang Lan's flaming blade was like a bolt of lightning, rapidly and mercilessly bombarding the demon's vital points. The strength of the demon in front of him was also beyond Wang Lan's imagination. Every time, he could narrowly avoid Wang Lan's flaming blade attack, and at the same time counterattack instantly. Wang Lan slashed at the demon's throat, but the demon's figure instantly moved behind Wang Lan like a stream of light, and its spikes stabbed at Wang Lan's back. Boom! Wang Lan's body exploded, and countless streams of light appeared in the demon's vision. The demon's waist was split in half, and a horizontal flaming blade swept past the demon's waist. However, the demon's momentum did not change at all after suffering such a heavy injury. Its split body merged again, and it punched at Wang Lan's heart without any damage. Time seemed to freeze in an instant. In front of Wang Lan's eyes, the demon's spikes were just a few centimeters in front of his chest. In an instant, a sun ray wheel appeared in front of Wang Lan, and the sharp spikes pierced the sun ray wheel, splitting it from the middle. The high-speed rotation of the sun ray wheel brought about an unparalleled cutting force, and the demon's arm was also split into 2 in an instant. And just as Wang Lan was about to hit the demon's chest, the demon's figure disappeared. A strong sense of danger came from behind. Activating the Dance of Nebula, Wang Lan instantly dodged the demon's attack again, and stabbed the demon's throat with his sword. The sword entered the throat, but the demon still did not stop attacking. Wang Lan's short sword slashed horizontally, and the demon's head flew into the sky, but in an instant, the head returned to the demon's neck as if it was equipped with a GPS navigation system. Immortal body? Impossible. If it was an immortal body, then the demon's fighting style should not have dodged. The demon dodged Wang Lan's attack many times. In his mind, the scene of the demon dodging many times kept appearing. Suddenly, the scene in his mind froze, and a ruby-like chest lamp froze in Wang Lan's mind. Chi! The sword stabbed out and the demon dodged again. And at the same time, the demon's spikes pierced towards Wang Lan's chest again. But this time, Wang Lan unexpectedly did not dodge. Chi! The spikes pierced deeply into Wang Lan's shoulder. Joy! Before it could emerge in its heart, the demon's body suddenly trembled. Stiffly lowering its head, Wang Lan's flame blade pierced deeply into the gem-like inlay on the demon's chest, and green blood spurted out from the chest. Leapfrogging kill, reward. 3,000 experience, 50 skill points. This was the way to fight with me. If you hit me once, I'll be fine. If I hit you once, you can go back. Chapter 149. Captain. The other two demons roared in unison. This cry caused Wang Lan to look at the completely dead demon corpse on the ground with a dumbfounded expression. Is my luck really that good? He picked the strongest of the three at a glance? Double Flash, Soaring Dragon. Purple Thunderstorm. Wang Qianfeng and Li Weixin took advantage of this opportunity to unleash their ultimate move. They had been preparing for a long time, waiting for an opportunity to kill the enemy in one move. When Zhang Jishi was killed by Wang Lan at the cost of his life, their movements paused for a moment. Facing two veteran Galaxy Realm experts, a moment's pause was enough to consign them to eternal damnation. Assistance in killing. Reward: 500 EXP, 10 skill points. Assistance in killing. Reward: 500 EXP, 10 skill points. Boom! A terrifying shockwave exploded, instantly breaking the top of the barrier and turning into a pillar of light that shot straight into the sky. In the raging wind, the figures of three peerless experts were faintly discernible. All the warriors of the Heavenly Sword Bureau were looking at the three experts who were gradually appearing in the wind with reverence. Three high-level demon spies. Any one of them could cause unimaginable damage to humans. In the past, even if they caught demon spies, they were just small fries. Other than the time in Xine Park, there had never been any high-level demons. And this time they had killed three of them. What kind of contribution was this? One could imagine that everyone who participated in today's operation would be recorded in the Book of Achievement. Wang Qianfeng and Li Weixin were also very excited. On the first day of the year, they had uncovered the source of the demonic medicine. On the second day of the year, a spy team of high-level demons had been wiped out. With such a meritorious service, not to mention the brothers below, even the two of them were happy to the point that their faces were full of smiles. Facing the reverent eyes in front of him, Wang Qianfeng felt that he should say something. Just as he began to prepare, Wang Lan, who was next to him, collapsed in front of everyone's eyes. It lasted for 3 minutes in the Phoenix form. After the 3-minute Phoenix form was deactivated, a strong negative status effect rushed to his head like a mouthful of mustard. Wang Lan fell to the ground with a sinister smile on his face. Shua, everyone's eyes were fixed on Wang Lan, who was lying on the ground. His body was still twitching unconsciously. Little junior brother, were you ambushed by the demons? A female guard from the intelligence department asked hesitantly. Don't worry. It's just muscle spasms due to overexertion, Wang Qianfeng said lightly after checking. He had received information about this situation half a year ago. Successfully destroyed the demon's elite spy squad. Reward: 30,000 EXP, 1,000 skill points. While Wang Lan was still in a daze, the system notification rang out. His EXP bar, which had already reached 80%, was instantly flooded by this wave of EXP. His character level went from Starlight level 5 to Starlight level 6 in an instant. His EXP bar was also filled by 30%. Captain Su, carry Wang Lan back to. Before Wang Qianfeng could finish his words, his teeth trembled and he bit his tongue. A clear wave of star power rose from Wang Lan's body. In the silent night, when the dust had settled, there was suddenly a ripple. Su Shiyun was just about to reply when he stopped in his tracks. He looked at the human-shaped beast on the ground in astonishment. When was the last time Wang Lan had a breakthrough? It seemed to be November, right? It had only been a little over 2 months? Another breakthrough? No. Was this the main point? Absolutely not. The last time Wang Lan had a breakthrough, it was after a fierce battle. At that time, this guy explained that he had killed a high-level demon's spy with his own hand. He was so happy and excited that he broke through just like that. At that time, Su Shiyun felt that this guy was a beast. He could not believe that he could break through after a fierce battle and under the condition that he had exhausted his star power. But compared to this time, the last time was still considered a human. At this moment, Many of the Heavenly Sword Bureau's brothers had twisted expressions on their faces. That kind of expression of having seen a ghost, and what kind of international joke was this? Deeply fixed on each of their faces. You're so King exhausted. How did you break through when you're so exhausted? Could a normal person do something like this? Wang Chu. Why don't we take him to the Academy of Sciences for research? Su Shiyun suggested in a low voice, his face ferocious. Well, you send him over, and I'll pretend that I don't know anything. Isn't this a joke? Su Shiyun pointed at Wang Lan, who was still twitching on the ground. You can break through in this state? Although the degree of the breakthrough is small, it's still a breakthrough. After all, you're still able to break through when your star power is exhausted and your whole body is twitching. Don't you want to cut him open for research? Of course I do. So didn't I agree to your suggestion? Did you approve the note? If I approve the note, how can I let you take the blame? Su Shiyun shut up. Only Wang Chu could say such shameless things with such righteousness. Wang Lan opened his eyes and sat up slowly as if he had just woken up in the morning. He stretched out his arms and stretched his back. Awesome. Awesome, your mother. Su Shiyun slapped Wang Lan to the ground. Stretcher, stretcher. No, Brother Su, I'm fine. I don't need a stretcher. I can stand up. No, you can't. Lie down. No, I'm fine. Su Shiyun held Wang Lan down and choked him. Do you want the first-class merit? What? Third-class merit, standing up. Second-class merit, lying down. First-class merit, death. Do you want to stand up and receive the first-class merit? Lie down. The stretcher is here. Then, a classic scene appeared. Two brothers from the Heavenly Sword Bureau carried Wang Lan and walked quickly, as if they were flying. It was as if they would die if they were slow. Wang Lan picked up the tablet that the girl had been thinking about and was willing to expose herself. He took out his keyring, dug out a special USB flash drive, and inserted it into the tablet. Xiao AI, wake up. Xiao AI 120 reporting. Hello, Wang Lan. Check the computer carefully for me. See if there are any hidden files. Okay. Brother Wang Lan, put down the tablet first. Come, take a picture. Eggplant. Eggplant your head. Act like you're half dead. Oh! Wang Lan instantly understood. His body twitched, his legs stretched out and his head tilted. Perfect. Back at the Heavenly Sword Bureau, Wang Lan actually didn't want to rest. After the successful upgrade, the negative effects of the Phoenix form had been washed away by the character upgrade. But the organization cared for the meritorious personnel and hoped that Wang Lan would stay in the Heavenly Sword Bureau dormitory to rest. In fact, they were afraid that Wang Lan would be dragged out and beaten to death by a group of agitated brothers. Wang Qianfeng and a group of brothers who participated in the operation were already busy. Even if the three demons' spies were executed on the spot, evidence still had to be collected. Now, the only thing left was to dig out the demonic medicine production workshop from Ma Bo and completely solve the demon's ant nest project. Wang Chu. The hair collected from Ma Xiangru's house has been successfully tested. The DNA matches Ma Xiangru's wife and daughter. The three demons didn't disguise themselves as Ma Xiangru's family, they replaced Ma Xiangru's family. So, Ma Xiangru's family is already dead? Wang Chu asked in surprise. Should be. Does Ma Bo know? Not sure, maybe not. Do you want to interrogate him? Let's go, I'll interrogate him myself. In the resting room, Wang Lan held a tablet computer and quickly typed out codes on the laptop. Originally, this tablet should be used as evidence and handed over to professional evidence analysis experts. But maybe it was because they were too busy today or they pretended not to see it. From the end of the battle until now, no one came to take the tablet in Wang Lan's hand. Wang Lan also didn't think of handing it over. Wang Lan's intuition told him that there must be a secret hidden in this tablet. Most of the tablet computers were loaded with fun and casual games. Xiao AI had also thoroughly searched through them, but there were no hidden encrypted files on the tablet. Classmate Xiao AI, bring up the software she uses most often. Clap, clap, clap. There were more than a dozen small games, all of which were very childish. And these games were all downloaded from official channels in the application store. Analyze who she interacts with in the game? The data has been deleted. We need to go to various game companies to retrieve the data. There are more than a dozen small games all over the country. It's impossible to find. Wang Lan held the tablet and looked at it carefully. There should be a secret. The demons were so nervous just now, there must be something hidden in the tablet. Suddenly, Wang Lan saw a fingerprint mark on the screen. Wang Lan kept switching the screen. When she reached the 7th page, a rare game icon appeared on the screen that corresponded to the tattoo of the handprint. Wang Lan tried to click on it. Buzz! The game opened quickly. It was basically a watch game. Wang Lan, this game is a private server game. Private server game? Not a standalone game? No, there is a remote server behind the game. Do you want to trace the location of the server? Trace it. Xiao AI could run half of Jade State in a minute, and this game was connected to the other party's server. The other party's server network was useless in front of Xiao AI. In less than 3 minutes, Xiao AI locked onto the location of the other party's server. In Sioux City, Changxiang District. Mark it on the map. The QQ map on the tablet opened, and in an instant, a remote location 42 kilometers away from Wang Lan's location, near the Yangtze River, lit up. Seeing this, Wang Lan stood up on the spot. If nothing unexpected happened, there was either a demon's base or another demon spy group hidden here. Otherwise, who would open a studio in such a remote and inaccessible place? Well, if you pull out the radish, you'll get the mud. There are 7 melons on the vine. He stood up, opened the door, and walked out of the dormitory. Ma Bo, are you still not willing to talk? We have solid evidence that you betrayed the human race and colluded with the demons. If you continue to resist, then we can only use the spiritual imprint to extract your memory. My brain doesn't belong to me alone, it belongs to the wealth of all human beings. If you want to destroy the wealth of all human beings, then do it. I'm already so old, I don't care about life and death anymore. But your brain has already become the sin of all human beings. Wang Qianfeng opened the door and shouted coldly, I just came back from Grand Heavenly Garden, guess who we caught? Ma Bo raised his head and looked at Wang Qianfeng hesitantly. Every year, you sent tens of millions to Ma Xiangru. According to you, it was money for your son. But when we went to ask just now, we found that your son, daughter-in-law, and even your granddaughter are all demons' spies. The money you sent every year was actually for the demons' spying activities. I have video evidence of the whole process in my hands. Do you still dare to deny it? Chapter 150. What? My son is a spy for the demons? Don't spout nonsense. Ma Bo still looked as if he was trying to deny it. It was as if he was certain that the Heavenly Sword Bureau could not do anything to him as long as he denied it. This might work on the superintendent, but it was useless on the Heavenly Sword Bureau. Ma Bo, you might not know. We have received accurate information that your son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter were not protected by the demons. They were killed by them. The demons used you and killed all your family members. You are still stubborn. Why don't you come to your senses? What? My son is dead? My Sisi is dead too? Ma Bo's eyes widened as he stared at Wang Qianfeng in disbelief. Dead. You lied to me, they are dead. They ate your son, granddaughter, and daughter-in-law and lodged in their bodies. Only an idiot like you is still working for them. Tell me everything you know. At least you can avenge your son and granddaughter. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know anything. I just run my company and do my research. I don't know that my niece is a demon, and I don't know that my son and the others. He thought that Ma Bo would have something to say after hearing about his son's death. However, he underestimated the old man's cunning. He was still trying to quibble at this time. Forget it. You are still hoping for a fluke. Wang Qianfeng let out a long sigh. However, you are underestimating us. Wu Chao. Yes. Spiritual imprint. Now? Are you confident? If anything happens, I will take responsibility. Wang Qianfeng shouted. Yes. Wu Chao strode towards Ma Bo. Ma Bo stared at the approaching Wu Chao with a terrified expression. It was only at this moment that the Heavenly Sword Bureau brothers saw true fear in Ma Bo's eyes. Some people would not cry until they saw the coffin. Some people would only cry when they were sleeping in the coffin. Ma Bo was extremely confident. One could even say that he was conceited. He did not believe that the Heavenly Sword Bureau would do anything to a scientist like him. The spiritual imprint was extremely violent. Even a young man's brain would be damaged by the spiritual imprint, let alone an old man like him. He was confident that with his knowledge, and status in the scientific community, the Heavenly Sword Bureau would not dare to harm him. He did not believe that the Heavenly Sword Bureau would dare to damage his brain. However, the person with the spiritual imprint was slowly walking over. Was he just trying to scare her, or was it true? When Wu Chao received the order, of course, he carried it out. Mr. Ma Bo, don't resist when I use the spiritual imprint. As long as you don't resist at all, the spiritual imprint won't hurt your brain. As he spoke, he placed his palm on Ma Bo's head and took out a soul orb with his left hand. But how was it possible for him to not resist? It's just like when someone tries to prick your eyes with a needle and tells you not to blink. Why don't you give it a try? Only those who subconsciously trusted the person very much, or those who could completely control their instincts, could not resist at all when they were branded. Ma Bo definitely could not do it. Therefore, when Wu Chao's Takashi Hoshi skill lit up and invaded Ma Bo's brain, Ma Bo's body suddenly trembled violently. The veins on the arm that bound Ma Bo instantly bulged. No. Stop. Stop. Wang Qianfeng crossed his arms and did not move. I confess everything, Ma Bo suddenly screamed shrilly. Stop! Wu Chao stopped. Wang Qianfeng coldly walked in front of Ma Bo and gently lifted his chin. You only have one chance and only 1 minute. No. 30 seconds. I'll talk. Don't use the spiritual imprint. I don't want to become an idiot. Did you make the demonic medicine? Yes, I made it. Where's the workshop? I don't know. After I finished making it, the demons cut me off from the workshop. I don't know where the workshop is. Only the demons know. Wang Qianfeng was not satisfied with this answer. Seeing Wang Qianfeng's eyes, Ma Bo suddenly panicked again. I'm not lying. Although I helped them make the demonic medicine, they don't trust me. Once the production was completed, they directly dumped me. I know that making the demonic medicine requires the human genetic coding formula. Where did you get this formula? Song Zifeng gave it to me. You're lying. Song Zifeng can't give you the biological genetic coding formula. It seems that you still have to imprint it. Wu Chao. No, Song Zifeng really gave it to me. The experiment accident 12 years ago was not an accident. It was actually a conspiracy planned by the demons. Their goal was Song Zifeng, but Song Zifeng was unwilling to cooperate, so they imprinted Song Zifeng's memory. They found this formula from his memory. You gave in because you were afraid of death. I'm not afraid of death. Ma Bo suddenly raised his head and looked at Wang Qianfeng. I've never been afraid of death. If I was afraid of death, I wouldn't dare to experiment with equipment that I knew had problems. If I was afraid of death, I wouldn't use myself to test my chemical medicine. I'm not afraid of death. My cooperation with the demons is only because I've completely given up on human beings. I don't understand why God created humans. In other words, God's original intention of creating humans was not for the current human species. Humans' thoughts are too dirty, humans' moral standards are too low, and human beings are born with bad habits. I was a scholar, and I loved my scientific career. Because I was better than them, they were jealous of me and excluded me. They snatched my research allowance, snatched the laboratory that should have belonged to me, snatched my nomination, snatched my honor, and even snatched my research result. I'm angry and sadder. Looking at the history of human development, it's the history of plunder. Whether it's to the same kind or other species, human beings are always endless plunder. When they're hungry, they plunder. When they're not hungry, they plunder even more without restraint. Perhaps the appearance of the demons is because God knows that humans are a failed species and created them to clean up the failed products? Just because you can't handle the relationship with your colleagues at work, you're blaming the human race? Why haven't you thought about why you don't get along well with others? Why can others become best friends but you can't? Have you ever seen a human and a monkey become best friends? Have you ever seen a human treat a pig as a friend? After seeing their bad habits, how can I identify with them and become friends with them? In this life, I will only be friends with science. Demons have killed your family. Why do you continue to cooperate with demons? Don't tell me you didn't know before. When I told you that your son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter were dead, although your expression was shocked, your heartbeat did not change much. Your emotions were not really agitated. Family? I'm all alone in this world. What family do I have? Ma Bo laughed self-deprecatingly. You have a wife, a son, and a granddaughter? Ha ha! Ma Bo suddenly laughed. His laughter was very sarcastic. My son. Ha ha! The son I raised. It's been 40 years. He's already 40 years old. I just realized that he and I are not related by blood. Ha ha ha, you asked me before, why do I still cooperate with them after they killed my son and granddaughter? Every minute and every second they live on this world reminds me what a stupid idiot I am. They are a disgrace to me. So, the deaths of your son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter were all requested by you? Including Professor Zhang Inchio's heart attack 7 years ago? Yes, that's right. Ma Bo seemed to have completely let go. The smile on his face gradually became sinister and perverted. Wu Chao, spiritual imprint. I've already confessed everything. You went back on your word. I'm afraid you didn't tell me everything. Wang Qianfeng said coldly, then turned and stood up. As soon as he left the interrogation room, Wang Qianfeng picked up the phone. What's the matter? Wang Chu, Wang Lan said he has an important discovery and wants to see you. Again? This sentence was very vivid. In the past, every time the demons caused trouble and left a mess behind, the Heavenly Sword Bureau would only realize that the demons had made a move. But in just half a year, Wang Qianfeng felt like his identity had been completely swapped. The Heavenly Sword Bureau, which had always been bullied, had suddenly changed. It held a big stick and bullied the demons everywhere. The change in status caused many people to feel a sense of discomfort. Recently, they had caught a lot of demons' spies. Recently, they had found a lot of clues about the demons. Recently, the demons had been living a miserable life. This year's demons' spies were not going to make it? From the beginning to the end of the year, Wang Lan's little universe seemed to have exploded. Previously, he was just trying his luck to find some clues about the demons. Now, it was as if he had opened up his little universe and turned into a demon's search radar. The demons had hidden so deeply, but they were still dug out by Wang Lan. What was the reason for Wang Lan's little universe to explode? Wang Qianfeng scratched his chin and thought about it. He could have provoked anyone, but he had to provoke Wang Lan's aunt. If he provoked others, Wang Lan might not be so angry. But if he provoked Wang Qi, Wang Lan directly turned into a fiery eyes of truth. In the end, it was the demons who had a death wish. When he returned to the office, Wang Lan and Su Shiyun were both there. Wang Lan, tell me, what did you find this time? Another demon spy group. Maybe it's a demon's base. I can't be sure now. But in Changxiang District, 42 kilometers from here, there is someone who is in contact with the demon's elite team. You even know the address. Wang Qianfeng looked at Wang Lan in shock. He originally thought that Wang Lan had found a clue, but it was just a clue. But he really didn't expect Wang Lan to be so thorough. Not only did he find a clue, but he also locked onto the coordinates? When did the hiding of demons' spies become so easy to find? Or was the previous Heavenly Sword Bureau too weak? Yue, how did you find it? That little girl Zhang Jishi's tablet. Wang Chu, do you still remember the scene at that time? Zhang Jishi didn't hesitate to reveal her true form in order to not let the tablet fall into my hands. I guess that there must be important clues on the tablet. I found a private server game on the tablet. Zhang Jishi often played this game. And the server of this game was at the coordinates I found. Would there be a private server for a mobile tablet game? Zhang Jishi was the only player in the entire game? There must be a problem. No, it's not the game that has a problem, but you. At this moment, this was the only thought left in Wang Qianfeng's mind. What is wrong with your brain? How can you think of this? You thought of it, there was nothing wrong with the logical deduction. But normal people wouldn't think of this, right? You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.